Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome to Europa Universalis 4 with the Anbennar Fantasy World mod. Well, what will we be playing today? We have a whole world, after all, to choose from. We could have trolls in the far north. Nice big human kingdoms in the center of what is supposed to be bastardized Europe. Maybe brown Knoll people, dogs in the south. Or elves. There are elves, many types of elves. We have American elves, short-haired, weird elves, more red elves, many types of red elves. We've got blue elves and Asian people as well, and all manners of things, like horse people too, because why would you not have horse people? But no, we are not playing any nice big nation of, I don't even know what that is. Mask-worshipping weirdo Chinese people. No, we're not playing any of that. Instead, we are playing this tiny single province nation right here, populated by dwarves. Oh well, at least we're surrounded by nothing but human females, which is at least a start, is it not? It is a start, and possibly even a beginning. Who knows? As supposedly, our dwarves are of the persuasive kind, which is why this thumbnail is so very wonderful indeed. It is a beautiful thumbnail. White outshone himself on this one. He really did. He really did. Initializing video game. And speaking of video game, we have to shout out the top chatters from last stream as well, of 12 Dirge, Blaze, and Oliver Nord. Thank you very much for your support, kind and gentle gentlemen. I would say that Hold of Verkal Ozovar is a country with an insignificant past. What is clearly more jealousy than truth, our past is not important as the glorious future of our people. Well, I hope so, because, well, if everything is over, then this is going to be somewhat of a sad playthrough overall. The Dwarven Pantheon, the decline and fall of Owl Dwarf left our hold isolated and adrift in a changing world. Although others faltered, we did not abandon our faith. Nevertheless, our isolation was not without loss. Many divinities had their priests and temples led by priests sent from holds within the serpent spine to ensure proper observance of rites. As times changed and Owl Dwarf fell, we were forced to tend to these shrines and uphold these rituals ourselves. Eventually, limited resources and manpower forced us to abandon these rituals for the sake of survival. But times are changing once again. The world is stirring, and the old gods are calling their people back to the fold. We shall answer the call once we've figured out how. Lovely. Don't worry, ye old gods and things. We will worship you again. We promise. We don't know how. Okay, we forgot. It's been a while. Forgive us. Fair enough. Well, Zartak, if you ignore missions, you are fucked. Thank you for your donation, sir. Now, Shroud, are there fish people for the footfish lummy? I don't know. Are there fish people? There probably are fish people somewhere. Are there fish people there? I'm going to assume that these are indeed the fish people of myth and legend. Right, what do we do? What are we doing? That is a good question. I am here. I am a dwarf. This is good. I think, possibly, maybe. It's difficult to tell these days if being a dwarf is a good thing, and I have allies. In fact, I have vassals. That's good. I like vassals. My vassals are somewhat weak and pathetic, but I have vassals. It's not too bad. So I started out with an army of about 18,000 men, half of which will be dogs, which cannot be trusted to do much of anything. I can sell titles, which I probably don't want to do. There's very little reason for me to do that. Although, I mean, money is always nice, but I do have a surplus of 0.29 bucks. Great. I have an allowance. Wonderful. Now, first thing first. Summon the diet. Let's see, what do you got? Base tax, mobility. Base production, at least 10, 13.26 crowns. Well, I don't necessarily need the money for anything yet, so... I'll start by boosting base tax, because I'm going to need the base tax boosted anyways. Rivals, alright, what we got? Nothing that can't eat me for dinner, basically. Biafang is probably...
Can I sell your feet?
Oh god, okay. Kudet Kai, very well. And... Bao Zhan. I don't want to make you my rival. That doesn't seem like a good idea. Yeah, it's slightly more distant. Advisors are useless, and I shall avoid them like the plague that they are. Alright, missions. That's probably going to be important. The Civil Intercession. Verkal Ozovar has long stood as one of the most prosperous and stable places in all of Hellas, even before the day of Ashen Skies. Verkal Ozovar stood as the king over Thidanyaki. 1,000 years, that influence has diminished quite heavily. Has joined the war for Bao Zhan. Okay. Gates of the Mountain. Administrative power is 50, there's 1445. Ah, well, that's something I can get done fairly easily then. Attrition for enemies, local defensives, look, garrison size, look, fort maintenance. Nice roll. Okay. So, an ability to defend myself in my hill. That's a good thing. Span infrastructure at least one time has been improved at least 5 times. Ooh, construction cost. Okay, that's a good thing. 50 admin. Right. Looks like there's a lot of stuff focusing on admin right now. Manage magic. Oh god, I didn't engage with this all that much last time. Estate experience modifier. Charting envoy, diplomatic reputation. That would kind of be nice, considering I am in a somewhat exposed position. Invisibility! Oh. Necromancy. I'm half tempted by necromancy, unironically, because my manpower, I imagine, is maximum 12,000. Yeah. Movement speed. I think we're gonna go with divination first and foremost. Study magic. Divination. As that would allow me to convert mana into mana. Well, yes, it allows me to convert mana into mana. Which is quite the thing to say now that I think about it, but it's true. It is actually true. It will allow me to convert mana into mana. Why I have 3 subjects instead of 1 large one, I do not know. Privileges. Is there anything I would like to add privilege-wise? Well, it's just power plus 10. Maximum boss shit 5. This is gonna take a while of just reading and figuring out what the fuck my country is supposed to do, incidentally. Also, I'm supposed to be happy with these people, so I'm probably gonna need to improve some relations there. God, I have a lot of very hostile neighbors. I have a lot of very hostile neighbors. Very well. Start improving relations with my dogs as well. And I've got a... one merchant on the way. The real Zartex, you'll be pulled into a war. Don't lose it. I'll try? Yeah, Qatar. Another victim of the woke mind virus. The dwarves have boobs now. Listen. Behold these boobs and tell me they are in any way coherent with modern day progressive ideology, for I do not believe that they are. Speaking of, what was I doing? I was looking at the states. Right, that was what I was doing. Where the fuck is the estate tab? I warn you now, Chad, it's gonna take a while for me to refamiliarize myself with the 562 tabs of Europa Universalis. In many ways, this is kind of like... In many ways, this is kind of my dream game in terms of complexity, but it's also one of those games that you kind of need muscle memory halfway to figure out. I don't think I want to lose any crown land right now, thank you very much. Absolutism will change by 5, that's not really a big deal for me at the moment. Monthly administrative power would be amazing, but I'm not giving up 10 crown land for it. Monthly war exhaustion, missionary strength, diplomatic reputation. That would be nice, actually. Opinion of same religion. Nobody's going to share my religion, are they? So. Reform progress. That's not bad. Reform progress growth isn't bad. On loyalty above 60. Reform progress growth. That's not bad. Clerical education is not bad. And 5 absolutism shouldn't really be a problem right about now. Missionary protected burials. Early prestige. Manpower modifier -10. Okay, I'm not a big fan of that. Nothing that costs me crown lands right now, thank you. National tax modifier, no. Diplomatic reputation +2, that would be very nice. And liberty, that's really good. Okay, I want that. Diplomatic relations +2. Monopoly on gemstones. Well, that looks fucking great, too. Person, no income from gems. Okay, well, no, that's a... Well, no, hold on. That's a terrible idea. It gives me 68 money now and then nothing forevermore. No, it's a terrible idea. Yeah, Leamish tradition, lead a cause. That would be nice. Command of the military. 10% crown land, though. Ow. Levies. Okay. Well, I do want that. That's useful. Cartel. Wait, cartels? You say there was a population of a country. Oh, okay, merchantmen. All right, so Mexican gangs running my economy. Fine, entirely normal. Monthly diplomat power. I really want that. I fucking really want that, but I'm not giving up 10% crown lands for it. Nor do I want... Yeah, no. Nor do I want 5 minus loyalty either. That sounds like a terrible idea. Cartels in the Admiralty. Oh, I don't know. Do I wish to strengthen my navy? Not at the immediate moment. Global trade power. I mean, that would be nice, but again, I'm not giving up trade land for that. Saxon, production efficiency, yield inflation reduction, inch per annum, all power cost plus... No, all power cost plus 5%. No, that really sucks. When developing provinces. That's not a big deal. Cartels recruit minister to Minister of Mint. Nah. Provincial trade power, merchant trade power, when loyalty above, other cards, economic and freedom. Provincial trade modifier, merchant trade power. That's not bad. Yes, that's not bad. That's pretty good. National tax modifier. Home ports, at least one. I don't have any ports. Promote cartel bookkeeping. Interest per annum. States maintenance. Reduce inflation cost. Scales with loyalty. Okay, there are some really good ones here. There are some really good ones here, actually. State maintenance, 13.7. My state maintenance can't possibly be that bad at the moment, right? Yeah, 0.12 ducats. Okay, yeah, that's not really worth it yet. It might be eventually, but not really worth it yet. Adventurers, governing capacity, mercenaries... Considering my manpower deficit, I'm tempted by mercenaries. Lose 2 stability. No. Yeah, those all fucking suck. Mages? Lose 2 stability. No. Lose 2 stability. No. Equilibrium -5. No. Yeah, no. Okay, right. Big no. Big no to all of that. Big no to all of that. Big no. Big no. There's Artax. Your country's supposed to have huge vassals, not conquer anything directly except like one province for a mission. And you can that's just a negotiations argument, Blatch. Lol. I don't know about that. Big boobs are a pretty good argument. Pretty great argument, actually. And thank you for your donation, sir. Thank you. Right. Well, one of the missions mentioned a war, the civil intercession. Mohang, which is these guys, so I'm presuming...
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
I'm presuming they're going to pull me into the war, like Zartak said, so I guess we're just going to hit the spend time button and see what fucking happens. Unregulated research. What really is the best practice? Game per se, lose 1 minute to magical infamy. Okay. I think I remember some of these events. 047. Normally, the first thing I do in this scenario is go in and reduce my army upkeep. But as Zartax mentioned a war on the way, I think I'm just gonna keep them at full readiness for the immediate time being. Bonsai. Okay, well, they're going to war. A petitioner from Mahan. Today, a messenger has arrived outside our hold, claiming to represent the true ruler of Baihonjin, temporarily residing in Shanwang. I'm in China. The man says that Cao Ban-din has been forced to take up arms against the madness of the old emperor, who seeks to rule even after death. Men in the hold still begrudge extortionate tributes the old emperor leveled to fuel his endless military campaigns, and see this as a chance to put a ruler on the throne that will feel indebted to us. As the conversation was concluding, the man let slip there he is here on his own initiative, though it would seem he is ultimately on us to reach out to his pretender. If you want to accept, we will join them in their war. It is in our interest to stay out of this. Involve an expeditionary force. General Kilden Stormaxe. Oh, hang. And they're at war with... Okay. Well, that looks like a pretty one-sided war, so sure, I'll join in. Why the fuck not? Why not? Why not? Who am I fighting? And why? Din accepts. The Pohuka Mountains are a deadly place to live, riddled with falls and fissures, prone to avalanches, and dreadfully cold to boot. Beneath the mountain, on the other hand, one's beard can grain peace, tranquility, and comfort. This is comfort the dwarves have known for millennia. Digging deeply and greedily, the mountain hides many secrets to us, yet what above? Mountain King has nary thought of the surface since the days of the Phoenix Empire. Nary rallied the Horde Guard to battle Verkal Ozovar's foes. The Baihon Jin has fractured, the long ears of the West supplanted by the sheer ineptitude of the South Kai. Yet all that dwells in the mountain shall fall within the domain of the Mountain King, and they are no exceptions. I am at war with somebody somewhere. I'm at war with the blue people. I'm at war with the yellow people, which are there, and I'm at war with whatever this is, which is down there. Lovely. God willing, there will be more of me than there are of the other people. God willing. Alright, we're off to a bad start, where our allies got their asses kicked down there. Lovely. But we do seem to have a lot of dudes here. Oh. That's enemy territory, isn't it? Yes, and there's a fortress right there. Oh boy, okay. That's an unnerving number of them, I must say. Wait. Are you my friend? You're not my friend. Wait. Are my enemies fighting each other? Interesting. Oh, somebody's fighting someone. I'm pretty sure I'm at war with the blue people. No, I'm not. I'm not at war with the blue people. So the blue people getting their asses destroyed is not actually to my benefit. Surprise, surprise. Alright, for now, my 9,000 men are not really in a position to do... I should probably give them an actual commander. I'm not really in a position to do anything overly intriguing, so we shall oversee the sieges down here. Make sure that we're actually winning something. Gates of the mountain, that sounds like a great idea. In fact, if the enemy would be so kind as to go and besiege my mountain, that'd be fucking fantastic, because I could simply wait for them to die of old age and or starvation. That would be ideal. Please, O kind and beneficent foe, attack my mountain stronghold where there is very little food and many, many enemies that hate you. Oh, I actually think they might be obeying my instructions. At least in part. Alright, in these kinds of outnumbered wars, it is usually best to simply allow the enemy to do a little bit of sieging here and there. Reduce their... Oh, are we really? No, we're not. Are we? Are we really sure we want to be marching in there with 11,000 men? I question the wisdom of this decision. God, I really question the wisdom of this decision. We've got a great military commander, and we will have plenty of allies. And the 11,000 men decided to stand by and fucking watch. Right, well. Excellent start. And we are getting great siege progress down south. Okay. Things are looking up. I am no longer panicking quite as much as I was a second ago. Mr. Donato for $20. Thank you for your donation, sir. Have you watched the new trailer for Total War Warhammer 40k? And have you heard of rumored of a reboot of Age of Sigmar that would make the setting more grim dark, shrink to a single world, and bring together Age of Sigmar and Old World figures? Paraworld Fund. Qatar. Who is more trustworthy, adventurers or mercenaries? Adventurers, because they're doing it out of moral reasons. Nail Sartek, reduced research regulations if you want to study magic. May say privilege, and spam seize crowdland on cooldown, you will be pulled into the war. Seize crowdland on cooldown, yes. Seize crowdland on cooldown, yes, I probably do need to do that. Learning of an elder. Ooh, nice bonuses. Okay, well... Okay, what's my income right now? 8, 7, fucking pretty great, actually. Administrative is probably going to be the most pressing. Right, so 40k. Let me answer one question at a time to see if I can maybe remember to answer a question. I don't want to be here. I did see the new 40k trailer. I like the fact that they've increased the unit count to 40 units per stack. I'm very happy with that. It was long overdue, and thank fuck it has finally happened. I'm gonna keep losing some money whilst I'm rearming here. I'd love to go loot some provinces to earn my money back, but I'd really love to intercede that siege. But I'm gonna need friends to do that. Build a great palace. Monarchs often struggle to subdue the nobility and secure their standing in the eyes of their peers. Legitimacy, loose. I can probably afford to lose 11 crowns. I'm hoping that you're gonna do what I think you're gonna do. No? Right, I'm assuming these guys are heading up here to intercede this siege, which, I mean, they're only gonna have a 14% chance to finish it, so we'll wait for the reinforcements to arrive. Indeed, they did not manage to take it. There. Oh, are you not? Are we not going in? God, I really don't want to be the first one to enter this fight. There we go. Alright, this is a little bit of a dice roll yet again, but we will have a significant numerical advantage. And we will have the advantage of the fortress backing us up. And lovely. Right, they spent a lot of time and wasted a lot of effort besieging that settlement. Meanwhile, fuck, we're gonna lose a siege down here now. I was about to say, meanwhile, our siege is about to conclude successfully, except no, it isn't, and I don't think we're gonna get down there in time. Nope. Well, that reset it. Fuck. Decidedly non-ideal. Okay, you will get out of there on 4th of Silver Sight, and you will arrive on 2nd of Silver Sight. Okay. We're gonna need to get in there. Oh. Never mind. They got out of there anyways, right. Well, I'm dedicated now, so we've got reinforcements coming in. I will have at least a little bit of a defensive bonus due to a crossing. And in fact, that turned out pretty damn well, actually. With a little bit of luck, my allied army will follow me in here, and we can get another maybe victory. Nice. Okay, excellent. 2 quick wins. Losing all of that siege progress fucking hurts, but 2 quick victories. I would really like to get in here and do some looting. Actually, that's my allies' territory. I will not be doing any looting there. I really need to do some looting. I am going to run out of money. Fine, go find some way to loot. 40k, right. I really like the fact that they're increasing the stack size to 40. That is long overdue, and I'm very glad to see it happening. I'm a little bit worried about whether or not they're truly increasing the stack size, though, or whether or not this will simply just become, in essence, an administrative difference. Because the stack size is already basically 40 units. It's just that everybody... deity can be selected. Hello. Stuff and things. Speaking of, I don't need to have anybody improving relationships with you, do I? No. Because the size of the stack is already, in essence, 40, because people bring 2 stacks to war all the time, right? And so I'm wondering, then, if the new stack size is going to be actually 80, therefore having the ability to still do double stacks, or if the stack size will simply be 40, which in essence would translate into 1 step forward, 1 step back, in essence, or more like a side step from what we've already had. Okay, they're flooding in up north here. I was able to recoup at least a little bit of money. Right, if we can get some nice advantageous fights here to break open some more of their troops, that would be excellent. I want to make damn sure I'm not wandering off without my reinforcing allies here. And hopefully our siege down here will actually work this time. I'm actually quite happy to just let them siege that, though, because it's going to cause them a lot more casualties than it's going to cause me. Meanwhile, we're capturing that, and we're doing decent progress of seizing this, but we might lose this fortress here. And then the reboot questions. Age of Sigmar reboot. I don't know how to feel about that, really, because rebooting Age of Sigmar to make Age of Sigmar more grim dark. Okay, on the one hand, I like the technical sound of that, because that is what I would like to see Age of Sigmar be, a more grim dark setting. However, that was already Warhammer. Is this a good idea? We've got 8,000 there, 16,000 against their 8,000 with a defensive bonus. I'm not sure if this is a brilliant idea, but we're going to try. That was already what Warhammer was, and so taking away Warhammer to give us that back in Age of Sigmar seems just utterly absurd, idiotic in the extreme. And I don't even believe that that's what they're going to do. I don't believe that's what they're going to be capable of doing. As we just saw with Warhammer Fantasy, in all due likelihood, they're just going to make yet another one of these more high... Uh-oh. I might have made a very large mistake there. No, luckily, they left. Another one of these kind of like soft... high fantasy style settings. It very much so feels like it's just going to end up being Age of Sigmar again, which benefits absolutely nobody at the end of the day. I just don't think that Games Workshop is even capable of producing a grimdark setting anymore. Right, well, we are scoring good victories here. The siege was successful, and we've managed now a second siege, which will hopefully knock out one of our enemies. We are pushing our luck here somewhat. But that is a good long string of very, very successful victories there. I really need to be looting something, though. And I think that fulfills a mission objective. Yes, it does. Nice. Fuck. They're gonna win that battle, though. Oh. Okay, I didn't really want to catch that army right there, honestly, but that should be another victory. I really need to be looting something. Right. We've got reinforcing allies. We've taken out most of this Honsai place. So there should be significantly less enemy reinforcements streaming in. So hopefully I will have an opportunity now to sit back and actually do a little bit of looting and earn back some of the massive quantities of cash I am losing by reinforcing my armies. Whilst being very, very careful about the massive enemy army coming in to murder me. Okay, so far so good. Speaking of, I think I can upgrade the infrastructure there. And it's been improved at least 5 times. Right, I've got 2 improvements. Based on the diet, perchance. I cannot. Right, okay, so just...
Service guarantees citizenship.
There, I'll complete that mission. Right. Everything else looks like it's going to be waiting until the war is over. They're going to win that. Nice and effective. There's still things to... Yes, there's plenty of stuff to loot. Excellent. The looting is not going to completely... Oh, 3,000... Yeah, you can't find me. The looting is not going to completely make up for my current losses, but it will at least slow the bleeding somewhat, which is all I can really ask for right now. Five, 6. Okay, still not enough to threaten me, so I can still stay here relatively safely. This is not a fortress province, so I will have a defensive advantage if they attack me. So, I can see it happening. I can see Games Workshop wanting to reboot Age of Sigmar. That would not surprise me that GW wants to, because it hasn't done particularly well. They haven't touted it much, and I can virtually guarantee that it has cost a lot more than it has tasted. I just don't see, however, it benefiting us in any real way. Now, that would be my answer to that. Rizzotti, diplomat mode, see enemy wars easily. I've figured it out. It's fine. Anti-clericalism. Oh, gain money? Oh. I'm sorry, cartels, but right now, money's more important than anything else, so you're just gonna have to fucking suck it. I'm sorry. I apologize, but sucking it is your only option right now. Sucking it is all you can do. It is the only thing you may do. Coming to think of it, I can't think of any particularly good Conan games off the top of my head. It's not a setting over-blessed with good video games, I have to say. Have we just about looted this place dry? We just about have. Right, let's move on to the next place then and loot that dry as well. The corruption of the Lotus Court. That sounds complicated, and it sounds like it's far away from where I am. It is, and therefore utterly unimportant. Well, I'm pretty sure this war is in the bag. This is looking like a solid win. Although they did have that, they did have like a tower defense style game not too long ago, in the style of They Are Billions, that looked kind of interesting, but I know next to nothing about that game, so... Scroll down. Volumio, art in Anbennar. Oh dear, make sure to read mission trees in advance and plan accordingly. Anbennar likes it railroading. VTM Redemption. Vampire the Masquerade Redemption. Thank you very much, sir. VTM Redemption is getting fairly close to being funded now, actually. Once I find it, the damn thing. There it is. I'm looking forward to that game, actually. I hope it gets funded soon. Well, plenty of other games to get through before that, but still, I like it. I have never played it before, so I'm very excited. There was also that newly announced Vampire the Masquerade game in the vein of Disco Elysium, which, as skeptical as I have become of Vampire the Masquerade game and Disco Elysium, I must admit, it did look pretty intriguing. Mercantilism. I imagine mercantilism is going to be the way to go here, as the nearest trade point is relatively close by. Yeah, don't expect me to do any more fighting, buddies. I'm sorry, but I've done my fair share of fighting. I have contributed to many grand and telling victories, and I'm out of dwarfs, so you're gonna have to do the rest of the work whilst I sit by, do a little bit of looting, and replenish my dwarf power pool. I'm pretty sure they've got this war, so I don't think they're gonna need my... The end of the soft words. Impudence. Lack of respect. Impudence. Okay, that's far away as well, so I don't need to worry about that. And the war's gonna end any day now, with a success. Excellent. We've just about looted this province dry as well. In fact, by the time that fortress falls, I imagine it'll be all over. Right, begin the march home then. The first army of the short people. The first short stack army. Which is a great name for it, in my opinion.
Ignorant slut.
The exotic mission bot. I have been doing missions. I'm waiting for the war to be over now, you impudent swine. And thank you for your donation. Alright, whilst I have a moment, as the war is going to wind down, Bounty Under the Mountain has at least dig level 3 cavernous hold. Excuse me? Dig level 3, 280 crowns. Right, so not for a while then.
Sir?
United Under the Mountain is search for Verkal Ozovar.
Sir?
Born to port. That's my dogs, I think. Do not have the modify the final offensive, so that's because I'm at a war. Have a diplomat, have a statesman. Okay. The Hinfat have stood with us since we came out of the mountains to rule over the Kai, loyal to their mountain overlord, even with the collapse of our control over the Kai. However, the Hinfat remain divided among 3 lords, even under our rule, due to our weakness and reliance upon the lords for control over the Hinfats. Now, Verkal Ozovar has passed its need to rely on the lords of the Hinfats. The Hinfats no longer stand divided, as I said, be united on the realm of Haifath, forever prosperous. So that will unify the 3, I am presuming, which sounds like a pretty great idea, honestly. Also, I've almost got enough to make the +1 deity. Good. Speaking of, there was something about magic regulations that I needed to remove, which I don't know how I do, but I'm sure there's something. Reduced research regulation. Okay, there we go. Diplomatic reputation -1. Well, didn't I have... Wasn't there a thing that gave me more diplomatic relations? Erasmus 1. There we go, religious diplomats. Right, let's do that. And then we do the reduce research. There. That shall keep my general influence pretty much the same. As we await the end of this silly little conflict. You can summon a diet. Lovely. Actually, don't do that until I'm at peace, so I can seize some crown lands as well. Shouldn't be much longer now. Oh, rebels. Lovely. That'll be fun for them to deal with afterwards. Military divided. Siege ability. Yes, I imagine I'm not going to be under siege anytime soon. Oh, Chickador. But I'm hanging behind. Summer GW goes opposite. Happy light with the veneer of good and happy with rotten undertones, which by all optics would be progressive. Okay, so this is a bit of a wider question right here. There has been a bit of a apparent pivot within GW for... Oh, there we go. For the 50 prestige. Nice. That's very nice, actually. Excellent. Right. Summon the diet. Cartel stake in 10 loyalty, 1 trader efficiency. Actually, do I have a diplomat or a statesman? Statesman. Yes, I have a statesman. Which I can also afford. Well, at least in the short term. Alright, hire his ass. Which will give me that mission. Which gives me 1 unified bigger doggo instead. Patutu. That's what I shall name him. Patutu. Patutu the dog. Right, who's least loyal? The cartels. Very well. Has more than... Anbennar and course workloads from 120 trade power. That I don't know if I can actually do. Verkal Ozovar 120 trade power in Binhrang Coast. Binhrang Coast. Where even the fuck is that? Where even the fuck is that? Regardless, I don't think I'm going to get 20 trade power down there, which is unfortunate, because I would love to get the cartel's mission. Okay. Increased manpower, that would be nice. Base manpower at least 11 in Verkal Ozovar, 486 manpower, that would be good right about now. Kudet Kai spy network, gain 15 diplomatic power. That would be nice too. Strategy for headquarters. 10 loyalty. Kudet Kai. Damn it. Button. There we go. Kudet Kai. Okay. We'll accept the offer from the mages then. And we will start building a spy network there. We can welcome the veterans home with... I feel like I was forgetting something. Yes, I was supposed to answer a question, and I need to remember that. Let me just read this first. I can figure out what it is. Welcome, veterans. With Jin's victory, many veterans of the Civil War, especially among the Hinfat, are astonished by our prowess in battle. Our mighty cannons, I didn't have any cannons, and our very decent armor, I might have had that. Because of this, many soldiers have flocked to Verkal Ozovar. Though humans have not traditionally served in the main armies of Verkal Ozovar, it would be foolish not accept these battle-hardened warriors coming into our holds to serve our armies. Let's welcome these veterans and allow them to settle on the outskirts of our holds. 10% manpower recovery speed. I mean, I'll take it. Honor beyond the mountain. Ever since the dissolution of our former empire across Tidin Kai, we have distrusted the little states that have popped up across the Vimdatrong. But Kabun Din has shown us that the honor can be found beyond the Hinfats, though we do not wish to reclaim our empire. You're about that. It is time for us to reconcile with the Kai and send an official treaty of friendship to Din. Treaty of Kai happens. Okay, well, I don't know what the Treaty of Kai is, which means I think I want to save the video game first. The Dunadin Treaty. An outstretched hand is all it takes for a comrade to become a brother. In the wake of the Baikon bloodbath, the Nephrite dwarves have begun to once again look outwards towards the Kai, that we were once the undisputed stewards over. Though conflicting in nature, perhaps the Baihon Jin and Verkal Ozovar can be stand side by side to defend and hold dominance over Kai once more, and restore the ailing empire of the East. The Duandi Treaty. The friendly humans of Mo Huang have accepted our treaty of friendship. Though only a flimsy document as of now, the exact terms of the agreement will be renegotiated 5 years with some more serious talks occurring. Okay, I have myself some allies. Sounds like a good thing. Seeds of distrust. Mo Huang trust at least 70. The Bokai, in a bid to free themselves from rose against the masters unleashed of the Lord Pulatin, where a problem lies that Bokai have traditionally been hostile to the dwarves, and though they have temporarily reached a detente with Verkal Ozovar due to the war for Bai Hon Jin, it is not questioned the relations will suffer in the future. This means that sooner or later loyalists will be broken, and a new war could well engulf Tiran Kai again. Verkal Ozovar must use all of its means, even if they aren't the most honorable, to prevent this.
Guarantees citizenship.
Okay. Ah, that's why. So they're allied with Mo Huang. Okay. So I need them to break that alliance. As I presumably want to subjugate these guys. Anyway, I'm all too happy to subjugate and humiliate people. I see no problems with this. And Bounty of the Mountain. Yeah, that's counted. Point of Duty. Harbor Din Loyalist. Has warned Tabir bypassed if they are subject. Tabir. You grant away with the subjugation cause belli. Okay, who are you allied with? Azkara. Those guys. Right, well, I think I'm gonna wait a moment before I start another war, thank you very much, but subjugating them, then, is the next step of action. I've got loads of trust, which is good. Alright. And what's the final mission? Surface farmers. All Hinfat provinces have 8 development. All Hinfat provinces gain a dwarven minority. Right, so for the time being then, I'm going to just sit by and wait for a bit. And we will seize some lands. Which will give me some very upset estates. Very, very, very upset estates. Trade League from Mohan. No, no, I don't think that'll help me. You're around beer. Yep, so I'm going to go to war with you anyway, so I might as well make you a rival. Right, good. Right, what was I doing? I was answering the question about Hope Punk. Right, so there has been, decidedly so, a bit of a shift in Games Workshop to head in the direction of prestige. Yeah, I can afford that. To head in the direction of something. Okay, well, it's 1,000 guys. To head in the direction of something that I would. Oh, God, I'm losing money. That's not great. Right, how do I avoid losing money right now? It's you, isn't it? You fat, filthy whore. It is you. I know it's you. Do I just fire you? Yeah, I just fire you. Fuck it. I don't really want diplomatic relations +1. At the very least, not if it's going to bury me in the red. Thank you very much. Your services have been thoroughly mediocre, and I hate you. Kill yourself. It has been going in the direction of a more Hope Punky style. I have a free dude, which I should send to do what? Good question. I do have a very large and very angry looking neighbor. Maybe I just go and lick. Maybe I just go suck his dick for a while. Yeah, why not? It's a pretty good usage of a diplomat, honestly, to go suck cock for the privilege of the nation. For the benefit of the nation state. Never a bad thing. Never a bad thing. Favors? Has to give us 90 share for favors. Do you accept? Yes. Yes. I really need those soldiers, which sucks, but favors can be used to drag them into wars, which means I can use them to defeat these guys. I'm still gonna give myself a little bit of time to recover manpower before we start doing that, though. And I know that that's what Games Workshop has kind of been wanting to have happen. They've been making that quite clear through their... Oh, I forgot about this. A monthly administrative post +1. Yes, that is awesome. It's what they've been wanting. I don't think it's going to work. And I don't think that remaking Age of Sigmar in that particular image is going to help anybody out either. I think it's going to just crash and burn. It would be interesting to perhaps do a slightly more subversive setting, where you have the opportunity to present a world that looks outwardly correct and mayhaps even progressive, but that is inwardly very much so the opposite. I'd be intrigued by such a setting, but I do not believe for a second that Games Workshop would be capable of actually creating such a setting, that being the inherent problem in all of that. Just out of actions, by the way. Yes, I can send them a warning. Right. I think we spend that on that for now. And on the temple. How much for the temple? 70. Okay. I'll save for that because that's a big, nice boost to local tax modifier, which will be quite useful. And I should also be spending way more of my upgrade points on my single province, because I only have one fucking province. And so upgrading it would probably be rather useful. And, I mean, hey, it's not like I'm in dire need of trade just yet. Okay, declare war, time of subjugation, cause belli. I think I can pull that off, especially if I call in favors. Right, well, I'm definitely going to call them in. Let's see. Bring that bar guy back. And call Uh-oh. Needs one more positive. Mohang manpower. I didn't let the manpower power recover enough. Right, well, this is going to be a lot more complicated than I was hoping then. And this is why we save before we do things like this, in case we forgot something, like whether or not a nation will actually join us or not, because, oh, I don't know, we drained all of their manpower in the previous Great War, for example. Yes, this is one of those things that we should be paying attention to. Where are you going? Where are you going? Why are you heading out there? Come back here, please. Don't go over there. Improvement in government technology. That's fine. Yeah, come back here. Don't just go siege that place. Thank you. Go siege. Good boy. In fact, can't I tell you what to do? I think I can tell you what to do. Yes. Sieges. Focus on sieges, please, por favor. That way I can keep an eye on you so you don't get yourself murdered again, hopefully. Once I recover some of my own strength. This may go poorly. We shall have to wait and see. Status, just landed here. The first thing I heard was big sign fuck. Glad you're having fun, lol. Listen, it's not that bad. It's getting better. Yakata, as a lore guy, TM, what do you think of these attempts to bring fancy TTRPG into sci-fi like Star Wars Finder and Neon Odyssey? I'm not at all against it. I think it can be very, very interesting if done correctly. It's kind of difficult to do, though, and you can bear in mind as well, this used to be a very popular trope, in fact, back in the day, where, like, the big reveal at the end of, like, every science fiction setting, or fantasy setting, was there was actually a science fiction setting, where one of the dungeons you entered into had, like, computers for walls, and phasers, and laser guns and stuff. I don't know if that was really worthwhile, but... Right. Time to start upgrading some stuff. And I love the idea of combining loads of these things together in interesting formats. So after watching He-Man and the Master of the Universe movie, I got a little bit of a jonesing for... Oh, hang. Well, you know, maybe I don't need to call them to war. I guess I'll be finding out. It would be nice to save 10 favors, and... They don't look like they're in a position to interrupt my siege here, which they are not, in fact. They do have 14th... Oh, God.
Heresy is the question. Fire is the answer.
Oh, God. This could be a large problem. Get in there. Okay, that was very, 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 very lucky. And I'm going to continue pushing my luck by ambushing this army now whilst it's regenerating. Right, well, a brief moment of panic, followed by general elation, frankly. So I was watching some of the old cartoons, and I found a lovely upscale of the original, what was it, 1989 or something, cartoon? Was it 1989? No, it was earlier, wasn't it? A lovely upscale of it that actually has it in like 720p instead of the usual 360p that curses most of those old age entertainments, right? And you can really tell what they were trying to do with Masters of the Universe, as the intent of He-Man was basically to take everything that was popular at the time, Star Wars, Flash Gordon, Conan, and all just kind of smack that together into one setting intended to be the greatest thing of all and rule. Estate Magical Theses. Proficient. Oh, lovely. I become proficient in magic. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Orb of Omniscience. I have talent advice from one of these perspective and scry 15 institution progress in your capital. Idea group events. That sounds really fucking useful. Oh, that's a lot of text and a lot of stuff. And indeed, the original He-Man Masters of the Universe movie, the one with Dolph Lundgren, was actually intended to basically be the attempt to, like, be the best that could be, to combine everything that was popular into one super franchise, and then just sweep the universe with it. Didn't quite work out that way, but hey, you know, they tried. On the blackest night known to mortal mind, knowledge of what was, what came to be, flows through vacant eyes and muffled ears. The sensation of past, present, and future, though beat at my essence, thought, with the endless pounding of cosmic drum. I careen through the branching agony of casual havoc as reality shifts and flows into innumerable triumphs and tragedies. In the brief respite, where the flash of existence mineralizes into the bones of creation, I see what will have had happened to myself and those with whom I am. One day, the sky was choked with ash. There is nothing then. Something as a tiger emerges from impenetrable jungle and rises hind legs, gazing upon the world with curious eyes. On the longest night of a year fraught with hardship, I wield the sword, gripped in terror as a duel to death unfolds beneath a sea of twinkling stars. Stuff and stuff and stuff happens. Very well, what must I pay for this? Cord 6 more provinces. That's not going to happen. I'll like to grow my capital by 6 development. That I can do. Research 1 new technologies. Probably not. Research new leaders. Definitely not. 50. Definitely not. 100 mana on divination spell. That I maybe could do. Alright, that one. Champion of the people. 6 upgrades to my capital. That I can do. 1, 2, 3, 4. That I can do. At least within time. Right. Maybe I can end this war, actually. Are you the war leader? Winning and they of their entire lines. Yes, they are the war leader. Okay. Right, so I want to get these guys subjugated. Tibia will become a subject. Which I believe, let me just double check the mission. Reminder of duty. Yes. Yes, I need them to become a subject. Ascari, not Ascari. That one. And you might as well give me all of your money too, why not? All of your money. I imagine you're going to be rather upset with me, and yes, indeed you are. Here, have a professional dick sucker. He will pleasure you very long time. Very, very long time. Tremendous pleasure, believe you me. There are very few that equal the dwarves in the arts of cocksucking, apparently. Right. Get that temple built. None rival the skills of the dwarf beneath the mountains in this art. Valamir, remember the estate meta-arch? Get all +1 power privileges, give out others to have our over loyalty 50, equal every room for sized land. VTM redemption. I don't remember the estate meta. I've never known the estate meta. I have no idea what the estate meta is, although the 1+ power does sound pretty fucking amazing. The Zartex always spam as much expanded infrastructure as a hole as possible and dig on cooldown. Hole can get crazy big. Expand infrastructure equals cheaper, faster dig too. Oh, that's actually very useful. Well, Zartek, do the More Than Friends mission ASAP, you need it. More than friends mission. Have an army equal or larger than Mohang. Okay, that's going to be a little bit of a problem. Okay, it's been more than 5 years. Right, so... what's my income right now? My income right now is 0.95. Okay. Okay, speaking of economy, right, reduce army maintenance. What's my fort maintenance? $0.85, right. Turn off fort maintenance as well. For 50. Right, manpower upgrade, diplomatic upgrade. And I think I need one more for the mission thingy.
Ready to rut this yellow mare's fluttery buttery butt.
King's reputation has been tarnished. Diplomatic power. That one. Right, I need to really boost my stability as well. I've been ignoring that, but I really should focus on boosting stability now, first and foremost. As 2.53. Yeah, I'm earning a good amount of money now. In fact... Useless. Useless. Useless! Never mind. In that case, I'm just going to earn money and hope to get the dig thingy. How much was it? 263 crowns. Okay, still some distance away. Thomas Watson, since when is Arch YouTube featured? Hail Swede. YouTube featured. I don't think I've ever been YouTube featured a day in my life. And share the map. Oh, well, enjoy your map sharing, I suppose. The diplomatic approach of Uther. Uther enjoyed learning the world. Well, I will happily take some free resources, why not? Right, focus on getting more stability now. And, marketplace. I don't need a marketplace. Mercantile escalation. Alright, who are you allied? Karl Elnak. Right, before I do another war, I think I'm going to let my manpower pool recover a little bit again. I at least want to get back up to close to maximum manpower before venturing off on yet another military adventure. Gained a skill 2 trader. I mean, +2 diplomatic power would be nice, but I really can't afford 2 ducats in expenses right now. Right, I need to catch up on Superchats. I've been answering questions too many times. There's Onyx. There's a mission line that makes the yellow blob you help win the war your vassal. You want to get that done. Yeshka, Anbennar demands Swedish money for Norwegian for any fund that involves Anbennar. By the way, you should do Myth the Fallen Lords one day. I know. I want to do that so bad. There's a mod. Hello. Government reform. There's a mod that allows you to play Influence, Intentional Clan, Trance of the True Faith 1, Yellow's Vinleo, Magical Elite, Prestige Decay, Mage Logical, Mage Influence, General Castro, right, Fort Maintenance, Nobility Influence. I mean, that one. Diplomatic Relations +1. That sounds... Yeah. Diplomatic relations +1. That sounds useful. I'll just keep everybody fairly happy with me, which is probably a good thing. And yes, I do want to subjugate that blob. I'm gonna need a larger army than them, which shouldn't be that bad. Larger army or equal. My 12. Landforce limit is 12. Okay. Right, hold off on recruiting anything for a little while. I have to wait for 5 years until I can do that focus anyway, so I might as well wait a little bit. Oh. 1+ military, of course. And 1+ that. 1+ that.
Trick or treat. Can I smell your feet?
Where the fuck? There we go. Stability. There. Max stability will help a lot on getting the money earning. An alliance offer from Kaulo Elnak. No, I don't think so. I think I've got enough nonsense with enough other stupid wars to get dragged into, frankly. I have plenty of other problems to deal with. 8,000. Well, out of 12,000, we'll try to get that other war going. And here's a diet as well. Right, need to catch up on Superchats. Very popular stream today. Thank you for your very generous donations, chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I know I want to play. That was what I was going to answer. Myth, the Fallen Lord. There's a mod that allows you to play Myth, the Fallen Lords within the engine of Myth 2, making Myth 1 look a lot prettier. Right, summon diet. Can I survive another loyalty hit? Right, before I do that, I was about to do something very, very stupid. Army maintenance max, because the moment I do that, there's going to be a rebellion. And I want to have an army actually capable of fighting that rebellion. Otherwise, I will fuck up really, really badly. There. Right, summon the diet. Let's see. Again, I would love to back the cartels. The cartels gains 10 loyalty, gain 2013 crown. Base production is at least 15. Base production uses diplomatic power. Yes. That's probably the best one, yeah? Yep. Right. Expand infrastructure. Brings fortified development for next level of infrastructure. Okay. Well, that'll help me head towards the next development of infrastructure 2, so perfect. Perfect, perfect. I do want to play Myth the Fallen Lords at some point because it is one of the coolest settings I know of. I love it dearly. And I wish to share my love of it with others. Visit from Shady People. Sure. Yeah, I completed that mission ages ago. Right, Seasland. Seasland. Defeat the rebellion. Behold the beautiful land I possess. It truly is glorious. And I can eventually start trading that in for more power. There are disloyal estates in your country. I am very much so aware of this, yes. There are many, many people in my country that are extraordinarily pissed off at me. It's pretty normal, frankly. Inflation... It's not that bad, right? Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Stability! Boost. Diplomats, +1, shock damage, aggressive expansion, impact, land attrition, land leader. Ooh, land remover, that one. That one's great. Definitely the Frenchman. Hey Arch, quick question. When fantasy game is available, roughly how much would you sell the models for? $15, $38. Would like to build 2 armies. We are not entirely sure yet about pricing. We've been batting some numbers around. It shouldn't be too bad. It shouldn't be too bad, we're hoping, as the entire aim of this is to make it decently affordable. But at the end of the day, we also want to have as much of this produced in the West as possible, too. Merchants, Lyra, Type 7. I'd rather not lose that diplomatic power right now, as I'm going to use it to upgrade this thing a little bit later. Orb of Omniscience, Fate's Reward. Lovely. Silence of the king. Sickness of the king. The nobility state. I'll take the little tax hit for a little bit. Ambitious human in governance. Humans? What are they doing? Curtail these ambitious officials. But why? I like humans. I guess it's to be expected. They're hard-working little humans. There. And our manpower is now recovered sufficiently that I'm willing to start that war thingy going. The only thing that we've... okay, so we were looking at books, army books and stuff, and we wanted something, you know, beautiful, something pretty and cool looking. And we looked at the printer costs in England and in the Western world in general, and then we looked at printing cost in China. So that's the one thing where we've currently looked at and went like, okay, we're farming this out to the fucking Chinese because they demand like 1/5 of the cost for a way cooler army book. But we would prefer to have as much of our production in the West as humanly possible. Both to not contribute further to the problem of everything moving to China, but also because we'll obviously have way more control over the product if it's nearby. Right, so I want this thing. Has hostile trade active trade policy in the high bond node? Okay, that I can do.
Are you ready to rut this yellow mare's fluttery buttery?
Hostile trading. That I can do. Thomas the True, owner of Huban and the Rage, as by 30 for Michael. Oh, I should have read that earlier. That would have saved me some time. Build spy network. Order of Huban or their liege must span 30 from Verkal Ozovar. And that's Huban? Yes, okay, yeah. Right, I think I've done what I need to do over here, haven't I? Seeds of Distrust. Trust at least 70 in Mohang, okay. So, cross their vault. Seeds of Distrust. Let's belie. Okay, so that will let me subjugate those. Right, so... What I'm wait, hold on. Am I doing this? Am I doing this in the right order? If I do that... Wait, are you allied with them still? Kudakai, you are. Okay. So I should do that first to cause the Seeds of Distrust, which will hopefully break the alliance between the two. Yes. Right, so I need 10 more trust. Fuck, how did you gain trust again? It can be increased by spending favors. Trust walls increase with time as long as you're allied by spending favors. Okay. By spending favors. We can task you back from that. Stop the relations improvement there. And favors. Spend 10 favors in exchange for 5 trust. Right, so 10 trust. There we go. That's the mission. Seeds of Doubt. Which will hopefully help that out a little bit. Total army size 90% of the force limit. And then we'll do the mercantile escalation as soon as that is available. Right, and I'm also going to need more dudes. Very well. I can have 12 guys in total. I'd prefer not to spend this much money on military troops, but that's the mission. If that's the mission, that's the mission. Simple as. There's not action. You can expand infrastructure every 15 devs, so just remember to do that. 15, 30, etc. Super important for dwarves. Also mage tower building, plus the state edict to reduce dev cost. Oh, edicts. I remember edicts. I'd forgotten about edicts. That's another thing. Where the fuck did you have edicts again? Edicts. Development cost. Estate maintenance 200%. For 12 months. What's the state cost here? It shouldn't be that much, right? Definitely not enough to not be worth it. Unless, do I want to focus anything on research? No, we're 15 behind, so we don't want to spend anything on research. Yes, we don't want to spend anything on research right now. $44. One more. There we go. And that will give me the next province once I have just a little bit more administrative power. There's no longer a valid rival, eh? I have outgrown you, pathetic child. Watch the Revolt is now available. More Than Friends is now available. Okay. Right, get the military army maintenance up to full. Give it a couple of months for the army to regain its training and morale. Right. Quash the Revolt. Are they still allied? Verkal Ozovar and Kudet Kai. They are still allied. I think I can make them break an alliance. Break alliance. Yes, but I need 50 favors. Okay, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. And then there's More Than Friends. Din, though our greatest friends and ally, most underrated, he must show more than just respect to the Duanadi. A letter shall be sent to Kabun Din, demanding his allegiance to the Mountain King. If he refuses, he shall face the force of the Duandi. If he accepts, he shall have the protection and be given the gift of the benevolent rule of the Duandi. So that would vassalize them, which would, well, fix the entire revolt thing pretty much immediately. But if he refuses, then I assume we go to war, and then I end up at war with everybody, and I'm pretty sure I lose. Good question. Let me reduce the music slightly. Right. Is this a dice roll event, I wonder? Regardless, we're definitely saving before we do anything else stupid. Also, I still need to catch up on Superchats. Been busy today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, chat. Mage Chow Valamir, remember to always separate peace out enemy allies for money and war operation in wars with multiple enemy participants. That one I do remember. That one I remember. A Catan Star for 20. Thank you for your donation, sir. Hi, Art. I thought you'd said Pokemon Crystal Bonds would be only 8 rather than a K, because it was being funded by one person. Isn't it? Isn't it a K? Oh, it isn't. Okay. Very well. You are correct, sir. You are entirely correct. I have adjusted it now. Real Zartak, seriously though, dig deep and hold. It makes deving cheaper too. Always dig. Dig is love. Dig is gold. That may be true. However, dig is also ludicrously expensive, so there's that. Right. I did just save the game, but I'm now OCD saving one more time. So, what happens when I press this button? They refuse. Yeah, I figured. And going to war with them means that I go to war with them and everybody else, which I am horrifyingly outnumbered. Yeah, that doesn't look like a war I'm going to win anytime soon. Right, so that's a dice roll, I'm presuming, or there's a hidden modifier somewhere that makes it possible. One out of two. Not sure which one. I'm assuming it probably has something to do with my, how powerful I am or something. Let me just... Yeah, they don't like that, do they? Excuse me, as I just rolled the dice on this a few times to try and figure out the odds of this. Because if I'm doing this like 6-7 times and nothing is happening, then I probably should just do something else until I've become greater, stronger, more powerful than ever. 3 failures. You're going to take the estate privilege, indebted to the merchants to give 5 loans at 1% interest. That's not bad, actually. Oh, okay. Glorious day. Alright, so the odds weren't that bad then. And that makes me a lot more powerful really, really fucking quickly. Jesus. Not that I'm complaining. In fact, I am elated by this. This is what we call a good day. This is what we call an excellent day, in fact. A fantastic day, maybe even. The humans have realized that they are supposed to be the servants of the Dawi, as after but a short period of back and forth negotiations, the dwarven boobed convinced the Chinese that they should throw themselves down into the dirt and beg to be my servants. Which really is only fair, frankly. That increased my land force limit by quite a bit, didn't it? Yes, it did. I feel like I should save for no, the digging is kind of far away. Fuck it, let's build the army. Build the boat. Shadow of the Mountain. Mohang is a land torn by war, yet it thrives, a people unwilling to perish in the annals of obscurity. We can respect this undying tenacity that the foundation of Verkal Ozovar was built upon. We are the same. It is time to cement the relationship in the form of patronage. A patronate. A patronate. I don't know what a patronate is, but I'm sure it's beneficial. Let's fucking hell hope it's beneficial. Right, now quashing the revolt should be easy, I think. Well, we'll find out soon enough. Come, distrustful human scum, and feel the full, furious weight of dwarf boobage crushing down on your necks. Which doesn't actually sound like that bad of a thing, really, but... Still. Oh, a little bit slower, please. Diplomacy map mode. Coalition? No. Temple terrain? No. Diplomacy. Right. I'm at war with this and that. And that is a significantly more comfortable distribution of war power right there. Much happier with that. Much, much, much happier with that. Okay, well, whilst my dogs take care of any and all siege craft, I am going to go and plonk my mighty big fat dwarf ass down in a bunch of provinces and start fucking looting. As is my right as the shortest. Proceed, not a problem. I enjoy the idea of a society where social privilege is determined entirely by how short you are. I like that. It's kind of like that anime where social hierarchy was determined by how big your boobs were. Uh-oh. My instructions for my little hinpats to go and siege has backfired as they wandered a little bit far afield. I am not getting there in time. Nope. Okay, well, I was kind of hoping you might siege something slightly closer to my own forces than all the way over there. That was my mistake, clearly. That was my error. I apologize. I'm just going to give you no focus. Just less suicide, if you please. Right, there's 13,000 of them. Which means I could beat them. Are they going down here? They're definitely going down here. Okay. It is but one lost battle. It is not the war. As an increase in human minorities. That's fine. We love our human populace.
Service guarantee.
Oh, you sneaky little cuckolds. I see what you're doing. That's impassable terrain. Which means you can bounce back and forth between these two territories very easily. Yeah, that's mildly upsetting, as that will make you... Oh, never mind. Kind of annoying to catch. I thought you were going to flee. No, you decided to aggress upon me. Okay. Well, I'm happy about that, because I'll get a nice defensive bonus in the fucking mountains, and I will destroy you. Suck it. Suck it now. Right, back to looting. Yokota, wouldn't the squealing babies be your leaders if shortest equals leadership? Well, shortest with some qualifications, of course. You know, you'll have to be of adult age. So, basically, when you hit, like, 16 or something, they take your official measurements, and then they determine a hierarchy. Which means that the midget is always atop. Fertile escalation... Alright, hold off on that for a second. I don't need to get into a second war. I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to win this one, but that doesn't mean I need to kick off another war immediately. There are limits. Shekawadi in War of Aggression. Well, that's far away, and therefore no bother of mine. Right, still 10% ahead of things there, so I don't need to worry about that. I would like to get that last stability point, though, once I remember which tab it was. Ah. 276. Expensive, but probably worth it. As maximum stability, of course, gives all kinds of fantastic benefits, like money. And money. And money. And money. It would probably only work in a species that's already pretty short, though, because otherwise, I mean, I don't know about you, but I've seen 16-year-olds in the modern world, and I don't believe that they would make good rulers. In fact, I'm virtually convinced that 16-year-olds would make fucking terrible rulers. Really, really bad rulers. Very selfish rulers, probably. Uh-oh. Well, I guess I'm going to waste some of my war score by feeding my armies very slowly into a superior enemy for a little bit now. I was kind of assuming that those 8,000 soldiers would follow me in when I was trying to save the preceding 8,000 soldiers. Instead, we just attacked in 3 separate waves of troops, ensuring 3 rapid defeats. Excellent. Military fucking tactics at the absolute highest level right there. Brilliant. Alright, this complicates things. Luckily we managed to finish that siege just in time. It's battle's still not going great, honestly. Get the fuck in there. Okay, this war has so far been a bit of a disaster of micromanagement. But oh well. More production, more military. Can embrace an institution? Well, of course. Immediately. Alright, back to 0% penalty. Good. Alright, I'm still saving for that 1+ stability, and then we're going to start focusing on national ideas and eye for talents. What does this do? By the way, am I researching anything? Am I researching anything? I don't... innovation?
Sir?
I am, apparently. Okay.
Sir?
Eye for talent. Hire any 25% cheaper cost device with skill level equal to 1 plus your magical infrastructure level. The event of talent happens. Is 2. Meh. Deposit divination. Verkal Ozovar. Diamond give the following effect. Infantry cost -10. Mineable gets good falling effects. Get divination. Good amount of luck region. Cost 25. Okay, so that's what I should have been spending when I was actually, buying units, right? Just spam some guidance then to give myself a bunch of mana. And that worked out pretty well.
Service guarantees citizenship.
As that, I believe, gives me... close to anyways. Gems are truly outrageous. They are gems. It gives me almost enough to boost my stability. Orb of Omniscience, Fate Reward. I am worthy. I have the power. Which really is kind of a terrible battle cry when you come to think of it. Also, I was really upset that the He-Man movie didn't have more Cringer in it. I always loved Cringer. Boost. Peace offer from Kudet Kai. I don't think so, no. No. In fact, hold on. If Kudet Kai is the war leader, and I believe it is, then that means that if I piece them out for a lot of money, I could become rich and famous. Because Cringer was always one of my favorite characters in the show, because he's an unwilling hero. He always complains, he always whines about being turned into Battle Cat, but he never stops Adam from doing it. Like, in many ways, Cringer is the bravest character in the show, because he's always willing to do what must be done. He hates it, he's afraid, but he never complains and he never avoids it. Well, he sort of kind of playfully runs away once or twice, but you get my drift. I like Cringer a lot. I get why they didn't put Orko in the movie, because Orko is kind of just like... he's primarily comedic relief, but at the same time, that kind of means also that I would love for him to have been in the movie, because the problem is, in a movie like this, or, well, not even really in a movie like this, but in modern-day Hollywood, you have to have some comedic relief, because the audience can't go 5 seconds without a ha-ha, which is really fucking annoying, but that's how it is. God damn, I have a lot of illegitimate children. Oh well. Such is life. Lack of demand for jewelry. Just a few moments ago, everybody was going mad for jewelry, and now they're like, I don't want the shiny stones anymore. Suddenly, literal jewelry has lost its appeal to me. Okay. I don't know if I think that's reasonable, but if you say so. Encourage development. No, keep it up. Well, actually, do I want to keep it up? No, cancel it. Yep. Cancel it, because I'm going to need to spend the money on research for a little while anyways. Wow, siege that building already. God damn it. But, okay, in the modern entertainment, you constantly need somebody to be the fucking comedic relief. And this is massively to the detriment of most movies, by the way. It was a huge blow to the B-1 battle robots in Star Wars, for example. See, the B-1 droid is actually a really fucking awesome war machine. It is a powerful war machine, it is a dangerous war machine, and if you really think about it, the B-1s should be one of the most terrifying military forces in the Star Wars galaxy. I mean, it is an army of perfectly loyal, perfectly effective robots that can be given battle-wide instructions at the drop of a hat instantaneously. They can follow complex battle plans, execute advanced maneuvers, all in lockstep precision, whilst also costing next to nothing to mass produce. They're a fucking amazing army. They're a great army. They're merely negotiating for themselves. Excellent. You will give me many, 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 many dollary dues. Maybe war reparations too? Maybe some transfer and trade? Okay, maybe not that. There. That was fucking expensive for you. That was real fucking expensive for you. And I do believe maybe that gives me enough to dig a hole? 285, no, but I'm getting close. I can summon the diet. Right, let's do that. Let's see, yeah. Yeah. Religious state sounds good to me. 10% crown land, I can do that. In return for 1 administrative cost is pretty good. Definitely not a Frenchman art. Harry based on high height sounds like DMC policy. By the way, have you checked out Matt Rhodes' Dead Gods yet? And 16-year-olds are just dumb. I have not checked out Dead Gods yet, sadly, and 16-year-olds are just dumb. Having been one myself, I can confirm they are actually just dumb. Marksman Art, here's a video we can watch for Thursday. Tom and Don, the Flash Kid guys, uploaded their reaction nitpicks for the new 40k trailer. Could be a fun watch if you want something easy and different for the week. What's Crimson Skies Fund? Where's Crimson Sky Fund set? That is a good question. Let's see, there's Crimson Skies. It is at 350 right now. Right. Mission. So, this is about making them a... it's a subject. Yes, they're a subject, right. Well, we'll continue the war until they become a happy little subject of mine then. Learning of an elder. More military power. Fuck yeah. Vanamir, if you want vessels to help you fight, set them to support in vessel management and enable attack on your army. I'm aware of that, but I don't like doing it because... Well, actually, wait, is the support thing different? The support thing might be different. I should check that out. Ah, yes, it is the one, yeah, where they stick close to the allies. I don't like doing that because it tends to mean that they all bunch up on top of each other, and then they eat all of the food, and then my people start dying in huge quantities, which upsets me. Subjugation on Nemrent. Oh, it's subjugation on them. Yeah, I've already subjugated them, so I don't mind if that cause Belai runs out. Not a problem. As we just continue to loot, loot, loot. Squeeze every ducat out of this nation. Every single fucking ducat so that I may dig. Dig deep. And dig deep and greedy. That becomes more expensive every time I fucking look at it, which is mildly upsetting to me. It's probably because of inflation, isn't it? Do I have any inflation I need to deal with? A little bit, yeah. Fine. Deal with the inflation. Which... 280, still more expensive than I can pay for. Alright, keep looting. So, yes, every movie these days need a comedic relief. Know thyself. I am not reading all of that. Too long, didn't read, but I thank you for whatever you gave me. Thank you. Oh. Manage magic. Right. In divination. Right, I'm gonna need more magic in divination. Yep, keep researching divination. Keep going. Every movie needs the fucking comedic relief. And the problem with He-Man Master of the Universe is that they made He-Man the comedic relief. Now, Adam is kind of supposed to be the comedic relief, but he's not supposed to be the comedic relief at the expense of. Adam's comedic relief comes from the fact that the audience is in on the joke, that everyone thinks that Prince Adam is some pathetic, cowardly loser, whereas in reality, he's He-Man. Development is at least 50. Well, fuck me. Okay, I need 50 development. There. Dig! And I am poor again. That's Adam's comedic relief, but since they didn't do that in the movie, they instead simply had to take the piss out of Adam. And it's sort of Adam's role, but again, it's Adam's role in a very different way. It's about you knowing that he's He-Man and that nobody else knows. It's kind of the, you know, the moment when Superman winks to the camera when Lois turns to him and goes like, "Oh, if only you were there, you coward, you ran away while Superman came in and saved the day." And so having Orko in as comedic relief, or even Cringer, would have been better, as you wouldn't have had to do it at the expense of Prince Adam, as Prince Adam and He-Man in this is just the same character. Right, I imagine they're ready to surrender. So, you will be my vassal, and you will give me all of your money. Thank you. It surprises... Oh, my... I was about to say, it surprises me how well they take it whenever I do this, but, you know, 200 negative relation is... They don't love me, it's true. I have had firmer friends than this, on occasion. We shall send our famous diplomatic cocksucker. Chain construction progress by 05. That's probably a good thing. Right, summon the diet, then. The cartels are, as usual, the least loyal. Have a marketplace. Damn, let me guess, I can't build whilst I'm... No, damn it. Base attack at least 18. Okay. I'd rather not spend administrative power on that, but... Military coalition against us. Why? I haven't been that mean. Christ. Seriously, I haven't even been that mean. I've mostly just subjugated the people around me. That's not that bad. Come now. Liberty desire, 100%. Yeah. I imagine you're going to be upset with me for a little while. Liberty desire, less than 50%. Yeah, that is going to take a moment. That is going to take a moment. And as we are here, let's also seize the crown lands.
Are you ready to rut this yellow mare's
I will
buttery
never
buttery?
remember where these fucking buttons are or what these fucking buttons do. Button. Button. Estate button. There we go. There. Probably going to want to do one more of those, then we can offer up some more land. Okay, my allies are getting a bit upset with me. I should probably lay low for a moment or two. Just to let things calm down a little. And, hey, I need to reduce the liberty desire of my friend here a bit anyway, so... Placate local ruler. So how bad is it? Liberty desire... relative army of all powers, Ozovar, relative economic power, Nefret diplomatic relations, from 150 development, benevolence, strong duchies, Nefret tradition, subjugate by former rival. Okay, so they're going to be upset with me for a while no matter what. Right, I'll do a couple of placate local ruler just to give them at least a tiny bit of positive. Yes. We're gonna need to put off our military adventures over there a little while, I'm afraid. I don't really need to be building a spy network in this space right now. Make sure all of my subjects are nice and happy. Adventures, insult the Heart Priest. Oh, God. This is not a great time for you to be insulting people. Fuck it, that one then. Alright, my estates are going to be deeply upset for a while. Deeply upset for a while. And I really need to start stacking up some stuff to get the research going again, so we're just going to do research for a little bit. Diswiss, another day spent at the Grand Ledger Simulator. Is it not fantastic? Is it not wonderful? Yeah, Qatar, why can't anyone know he's Herman? It's not like anonymity is keeping his family safe now, is it? Well, so I think... What was the original justification? That's actually a good fucking question now. I know I have known the answer to this question at some point, but it's been a while. Aggressive expansion, minus 185. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm going to need to sit tight for a while, I'm afraid. I do have a good amount of money. In fact, I've got a great amount of money. Maybe an advisor or two. Nobody particularly useful. In fact, they're all fucking garbage. Lovely. Alright, hire that guy. At least he'll make people around me slightly less upset with me, which is... something. Something indeed. Standardized pikes. I don't know if dwarves would use pikes. Actually, would dwarves use pikes? Come to think of it, probably yes, actually. Masked clockwork bows enable tortoise formation. Okay, so masked clockwork bows has... that's... defensive or offensive? I'm mostly doing attack. So early, if I remember my EU4 meta, offensive is most important early on, and then defensive is most important later on. So masked clockwork bows it is. You can celebrate a festival. Yes, yeah. Oh, and that resets all of my deities. Oh, I don't know if I wanted to do that, because that was a great deity I had there. Ah. Yeah, honestly, I think I liked the having 1+... having 1+ administrative was probably actually superior to that, but oh well. Attack! Always attack. Alright, so how long does the digging take? Oh god. Finished 1490. Oh my. A while. The digging takes a while. Okay. Why do human landlords demand autonomy? I don't know about that. Yeah, how about I take your land instead? Listen, humans, I love you. You're small, pink, you know, smooth, very pleasant to pet. I don't hate you, but demanding authority. I don't know about that. Vein of precious metal found. The diggers at our hold came up with good news. They discovered a small vein of precious metals while digging. Legitimacy, administrative power, prestige. Money. Money, please. More money, please. I enjoy money. 60. Okay. God damn it. There's a lot of people who hate me, and I really don't understand why. Honestly, I haven't even fought that many wars. Ah, they're upset about administering their empire. Oh, fucking suck it, I guess. All Hinfat provinces, 8 symbiotic surface formers. All Hinfat provinces have workshops. Day 3. East. Yeah, I think I'm at mostly a standstill for a little while. As I really don't want to push their demands on this territory right now, as that's going to lead me to a very large and very unfortunate war. What modifier magic experience modifiers? Magic plus 1.5%. What's my current mana? Minus a lot of mana. 105. Yeah, sure. Why not? A golden era for culture. I do like my culture. National ideas. Lovely. Right, our first big decision then. Oh, what to pick? What to pick? What to pick? What to pick? My first thought is infrastructure idea. Now, honestly, a lot of the stuff in infrastructure idea isn't particularly great. It's not fantastic. I mean, some of it's good. Like, organized construction is good. 10% is actually quite a bit. And the ultimate one, development cost, is a huge deal. Because minus 10% there is pretty great. Especially as I seem to be building very tall. So 10% there is actually a fairly big deal. But beyond that, it's kind of a dead tree. Economy? Economy is not too bad. Yearly inflation reduction is always nice. 1+ merchant? Normally I'd love 1+ merchant. But I don't know. Like, I don't have an enormous amount of trade power here. And really, I can't really steer the trade power in any direction that is particularly beneficial to myself. Because this is an export node only, which is kind of shit. Like, if this one was receiving, then it would be great, but it isn't. It's all exports. And the nearest one I'd be able to take advantage of would probably be here? Which isn't... I mean, that's not bad. 11 is... that's pretty fucking good. But I'm gonna have a hard time actually getting any trade influence down there. Yeah. Yeah, because if I could get a guy down there and up one dump here and one down there, that would be a lot of money potentially, but it'd be a fucking bitch to get it going. Gold, depletion chance modifier, could definite loans, interest per annum, nationalist enthusiasm, land maintenance modifier -5, production efficiency 10, development for manufacture 1. Goods production modifier minus 10%. I'm also, since I've been in quite a bit of wars, I'm also interested in just straight up offensive idea for siege power. Possibly quantity, honestly, because my manpower bank is fairly thin, honestly. And that would let me build some fucking huge armies. Alternatively, influence ideas would also be a big deal, because that would give me marcher lords, which doubles the vassal force limit contribution, which would give me another, again, a big fucking army, but with limited manpower. So I'm kind of thinking influence plus quantity would give me a astonishingly huge army. And that would help a lot as well on the liberty desire of subjects and keeping them loyal. The diplomatic relations and reputation would also be a big deal, as I am making a lot of fucking enemies. I am making a lot of enemies. And additionally, the mana I need the least of is diplomatic power. I'm even tempted by diplomatic ideas, honestly. Possibly even espionage.
You ignorant
I think I'm gonna go influence ideas, and then maybe infrastructure? And then quantity, and then... Yeah, I think I have a path that I think this is the path. I mean, economic would be nice too, but I'm also tempted by infrastructure, right? Because, okay, my logic... Oh, God. Choices. My logic now. Infrastructure ideas. Right now, administrative power is fairly rare and fairly precious, which speaks against picking infrastructure ideas, right? But if I pick infrastructure ideas and pour it in there first, so I am done with it, that will probably mean that my actual administrative technology will be way behind. And currently, I can't build a workshop anyway because I'm digging. And by the time I actually start getting administrative power back again, I might be nice and far behind so I can get a nice big discount on future administrative power. I'm very torn between influence and infrastructure. Very torn. There's also the fact that if I pick influence, I can unlock ideas earlier. I can unlock... Oh, Jesus. Oh. Okay, so yes, I'm definitely picking influence for the Mountain King then, too. Because that would mean that I would have 200% military contribution from vassals, which would give me a fucking enormous army.
Yellow mare's fluttery, buttery butt.
I don't... Fuck, no, infrastructure. Infrastructure, because, okay, right, 200% bonus from vassals would give me an enormous army, but I don't think I could pay for an army that big. I'm pretty sure that would give me force, like, okay, what's my force cap right now? So, right now, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Basically 8. So if I increase that to fucking, like, 26, I couldn't afford that army. I couldn't afford that army, and a single lost battle would deplete my entire manpower pool. So I need to be building first. Now, again, on the flip side, that will give me an absolutely astonishingly huge army, but I'm gonna need to be able to actually afford that army first. That is my logic, and I'm sticking to it. Alright, I've got 1 free diplomat. Excellent. Alright, let me start sending them out to improve relations with people that are in an alliance against me. In the military alliance, the coalition against me. Yeah, they're gonna have 100% liberty desire for quite some time, I'm afraid. Right, do I even want that? Honestly, no. I think I'm gonna pour that into that. Because diplomatic power right now is just increasing my trade, and I don't have a huge use for trade, nor am I... that's annoying. Nor am I trying to build the navy anytime soon, so... Am I... Okay, so I'm not behind on that, but... spend 1 at least. I can hopefully get more infrastructure soon. Right. Now, after I've been spent agonizing for a while... Valimir. Unit meta. Infantry takes the most shock pips until fire damage overtakes shock. Then switch priority. Cav shock, RT, fire, VTM redemption. Thank you. And Lucian's Homeworld Fund. Thank you very much, sir. Homeworld Fund. We shall add that to Homeworld. Everybody loves Homeworld. Homeworld is a wonderful video game. It's a fantastic video game. I even like Deserts of Karak. Don't get me wrong, Desert of Karak was not a Homeworld game. Not really. But I still liked it for what... for what it was. Thrill Zartax, construction time makes digging faster, which infrastructure has. But yes, influence is good too. Purple... excuse me? The what now? The work on expanding our hold was interrupted today when our miners almost fell into a massive tunnel that opened below them. There's no doubt that this tunnel is the work of purple worms. By expanding our hold along the walls of the tunnel, we can cut down on a lot of work. We are, however, not the only ones with this idea. It is not unheard of for purple worms to crawl through the tunnels dug to previous worms. If we use this tunnel, we can't dismiss the possibility of an attack in the future. Call me a coward, but I feel like avoiding the worms are probably a good idea. I've heard bad things about dwarven holds and dragons many, many times. Many, many times, and it virtually never ends well for the dwarfs. It usually ends poorly for the dragon too, but that's more in the long run after it's roasted the majority of the dwarves alive. And rather pitifully, if I may say so myself. 173 diplomatic power. It's getting expensive. Development of Verkal Ozovar slowed down. Local construction time 50%. That's oh god, for 10 years? Look, development cost 10%. Oh god, no. Losing ministry power instead. That's fucking awful. Unexplained errors in fabric of reality. A wizard is it? Sure. I mean, there can't be all that many other people likely to be responsible for a rip in reality, so... God damn it. Stop entering into military alliances against me. I'm not even doing anything. I'm literally just sitting here like a pretty little puppy. I feel like that was exactly what Napoleon said as well, through a lot of his range. Literally just screaming at the wall, I'm not even doing anything! Stop it! Which is entirely true. I think there was like 6 fucking confederations against him or something insane like that. They just kept doing it. Usually the Brits, by the way. The Brits were absolute assholes. Ah, for the love of... This is really not the time for me to be losing stability. Purchase ability. Speaking of, I really should reduce my... I've been kind of paranoid, waiting for, you know, war to break out, but there's no reason for me to be paying for upkeep right now. I might as well just plonk as much of the money into my ledger as humanly possible. Royal favoritism, course of advices with the ruler's culture. That would not be a bad idea. Expand royal court, possible advice +1, reform progress growth 20. That's pretty good too. 2, centralized bureaucracy. Development cost modifier -5. That's pretty good. Yeah, that one. An event! Comet bonus and train of capital +1. Colony development. I'm not making any colonies anytime soon. Capital inflation +20. More taxes. Transfer subject. Aggressive expansion impact -10. That one. Fucking that one. Thank you. Gain 1 splendor. Whatever that is, I'll take it. Human minister. To integrate, yeah, that. Make them integrated. Make them good and honest parts of my beautiful dwarven nation. Oh, wow. Only -153. They're starting to fall in love with me, truly. The advisors are still busy running around sucking dick. Oh, that one. Build a beautiful hold, of course. I have to live in it. It better be fucking beautiful. It better be pretty. Now, I felt like I had a topic I was going to talk about, and then I forgot all about it. I could get another advisor, couldn't I? I could. I could. I don't really want to rebuy my stability, if I'm to be honest with you. I mean, none of these will pay for themselves, but I desperately need the administrative power. Is that a tiger? I don't know why this tiger is so relatively cheap, but I'm gonna hire him to be my advisor on matters of internal policy. What are your opinion on these new taxes, Minister Cat? Meow, 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 meow. Meow. Thank you. And somehow, it makes all of the meetings way less, contentious. All of the advisors just kind of sit around in a circle petting Advisor Cat. That's all that happens. It's just petting Advisor Cat. And somehow everybody gets way more work done by petting Advisor Cat than doing anything else. It is a mystery, but it is one that we will embrace. Arquebuses, thank you. A miner distinguishes themselves. Deserve more prestige. Roll. Gain 30 prestige. That's a lot. Yeah, that one. That's a lot of prestige. Constructive power, not the cost. Production efficiency. Yep. Do that. Right, how's that Liberty Desire? Only 76! They're starting to see things my way. We're going to spend some of that free prestige on placating the local ruler again. Only 65% of the populace wish to overthrow me and kill me. Pretty good, pretty good. Pretty astonishingly good, actually. It's the best it's ever been! 60 development. I still only have 55. Keep on building, building, building. There. Some guidance. More mana. What was that about? I feel like I had a topic at hand and then I forgot about it because I was distracted by something. Unregulated research! Well, something exploded, but I will get mages 2%. Process safety. Fuck it. What's an explosion here and there? Nobody truly minds the occasional explosion. Right, I really feel like this coalition war... I feel like the coalition should start splintering. Ah, Napoleon! That was what I was on about. Napoleon! Napoleon did everything in his power to try and be accepted by all of those silly gays around him. All of those old monarchs who didn't want to allow anyone else into their beautiful little exclusive club. He did everything for them. He tried to make his family monarchs, going like, I'm not here to destroy the monarchy, don't be afraid. I am on your side. Which is also a terrible idea, by the way. Interestingly enough, Napoleon, despite being an enormous and very successful visionary on many, 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 many things, he failed to embrace the promises of the revolution. Naive relative. Kill him. No, he's a relative. You can't just chop his head off. He failed to understand the promises of the revolution. Now, this is not particularly strange, mind you, because Bonaparte himself was a hesitant revolutionary, shall we say. He viewed the revolution first and foremost as a potential way to get independence for Corsica. That's what he wanted to use the revolution for. To be used to weaken France, to create a... Why? Why are you making me a not great power? I didn't even know I was a great power. I am a great power? I'm a great power? Since when was I a great power? What does it give me to be a great power? Do I care about that? Do I care? I don't think I care. Not yet, at least. No. I don't think I care. At the very least, not yet. Maybe I'll care later, after I've lost my great power status. He viewed it as a way to liberate Corsica, almost exclusively. And all of his actions in favor of the revolution was for that. And obviously he hated the monarchists, but that was more to do with maintaining his own power within the Republic rather than any actual opposition to the idea of monarchy. In fact, he himself, having grown up in Corsica with a very strong tribal structure, loved that kind of hierarchy, which is why he made himself first consul for life, because he wanted to ensure that he could select his own successor, and then eventually emperor. Not because he wanted to be emperor necessarily, but because he wanted to secure a legacy. Hinfats. Diplomatic power. That's why. He wanted to secure a legacy for his son, the Prince of Rome. That eventually ended up, of course, being a Austrian count, I think. Was it a count? Oh no, an increase in core creation cost. How absolutely fucking terrible. Yeah, I'm not particularly upset with that. That's fine. Declared war. They force vassalized us. Totally unchanged. Improved relations. Right, well, there be. Invite dwarven people from the neighbors. Sure. Why not? The more dwarves, the more the merrier. And go back there and improve relations. I know you can't improve them by much, but, you know, do what you can. No, just stay there. Diplomats plus... Oh, that... One more diplomat or 1+ reputation? That's a good question. Probably the 1 extra diplomat for now. Which I will send up here to kiss some ass and forestall any further violence. I am mildly surprised nobody's decided to declare war on me yet. I'm very pleased with it. I'm very happy to see that they haven't declared war on me. I'm just surprised and confused that they haven't. Lose prestige, fine. Raise Renaissance. Renaissance. As, of course, and I've forgotten Superchats. The real Zartex, it's best to dev after maxing digging for our current amount of dev. Dig levels max make diving much cheaper, like hundreds of % cheaper. Also, Mage Tower and Capital after dig done. That is, yes, I was planning on building a Mage Tower. Right, and there. Which allows me to expand the infrastructure again. Oh. I should have waited like 5 seconds and I would have had that, and I would have been even happier. As I should have more than enough money squirreled away to upgrade the, to build a mage tower once this is all done. Unfortunately for Napoleon, of course, the moment that his victory, his dream of having a legacy was within reach, once he'd finally had a son with a Austrian princess, which he also believed, of course, that would guarantee that all of the other houses, all of the royal houses of the world would finally embrace him, he lost a war. He lost the war he could not afford to lose, and whilst he himself, whenever he had defeated the royal houses of Europe, had always placed the old monarchs back on the throne, they, of course, dethroned him immediately and sent him off to the little island of... It wasn't Elba. Was it St. Helena or Elba to begin with? It was St. Helena to begin with, wasn't it? To languish there, and they very much so intended to basically just get him killed there too, as they had promised him a income of like 1,000,000 francs a year to pay for servants and accommodations and to keep him busy, basically. But they didn't send the money, and so Napoleon really didn't have any choice but to try and return to France. And even then, he might still have been able to win. The Battle of Waterloo might very well have been won, but in reality, even if he had won at Waterloo, there would just have been an 8th coalition and a 9th coalition and a 10th coalition, and so on and so on and so on. As Napoleon never learned the most valuable lesson that the royal houses of Europe were trying to teach him again and again, namely that they would just never ever accept him. Under any circumstances at all. Deity can be selected. There. Come now. Surely you must have fallen beneath 50% anger yet. No? 54%? Okay, well. We're getting there. Wait. Oh, fuck, I completely forgotten about the... God, I was wondering why I wasn't getting any more, diets. It's because I completely forgot about the fucking base tax one. Well, I fucked up. 18. Oh, boy. How long do I have? How I fucked this up? I think I fucked this up. 18-0. I was right. I do it too. No, I can. No. Yep, I can still do it, and I have to do it now. Right. I really shouldn't have picked that one because that's going to make the administrative costs incredibly expensive. You know, I should never have cancelled that fucking edict, honestly. At this point, anything that makes this cheaper is worth it. Ah, we are now renowned in divination. Excellent. This is a little bit of a waste of military power, but it'll give me cannons, so I'll take it. Okay. 150 mana on divination. Can I spend 150 mana on divination? I have 80 mana right now. That's probably the most reasonable one I can get. out of them all. Did you just go up? Yes. They now hate me more, somehow. Some fucking how they hate me more now. How can you possibly hate me more after everything I've done for you? Oh. Root out corruption. How can you conceivably hate me more? I genuinely don't understand. Oh god. Yeah, one corruption. I cannot afford to start losing more stability now. Ambitious humans in governments. Integrated? Yep, it's fine. I'm starting to lose money now. Quite a lot of money, actually. Right, there. That finally completes that goddamn mission. Fuck. Okay, what is it that's costing me? Yo, Qatar, Napoleon the Frenchman, so French, even the French hated him. Eventually. Well, sort of, anyways. Thank you for your donation, sir. Right, why am I losing money? Except for these two ridiculously expensive gentlemen, that is. Ah, I'm rooting out corruption. Yep. That's fine. It's gonna take a while, but I need to get rid of it anyway, so... Liaising advisor, Moor Copperbed has increased many of the country's protecting capable leadership of them to court. His countrymen in Amyutsa. I'd rather have the prestige, thank you very much. Rooting out corruption is damnably expensive, as you can quite clearly see. But it will become less expensive as we have less corruption. There we go. Now we're earning money again. Rising tide lifts all boats. Excellent. Building, building, building. Hooray. Right. Are you still in a coalition against me? I can't believe it. How many bad boy points did I build up? Jesus. It must have been a 80... Why do you keep hating me so much? Why must you despise me like this? I've done nothing but pet and cuddle you. Why are you upset? Development. And the supporter Pinghoi. Supporter. Oh, somebody's supporting you, are they? Yeah, somebody's trying to build up your liberty desire, unfortunately. Annoying. Tremendously annoying. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna dump an assload of prestige into them. Just so I can get that Unkillable East event. That was so much fucking prestige, but it finally makes them a patronage. That was so much fucking prestige. That was such an absurd amount of fucking prestige. But with that, I have Unkillable East, which moves me towards this. But I need Mercantile Escalation first. And Mercantile Escalation will lead me into a war with Lone again, which leads me into a war with the fucking Coalition. God damn it. Right. So, how large is this coalition? Annoyingly so. Annoyingly so indeed. Annoyingly so indeed. Right, summon another diet. Summon the diet. What do we got? Base tax at least 20. I don't want to. Jingwali's opinion of Verkal Ozovar at least 100. Jingwali. I don't really need the nobility to be more loyal to me, honestly. Can't tell. Space production 28. Nope. Adventurers. Verkal Ozovar is renting conditori to country. I don't think anybody's willing to buy my conditori. And the proposal of the majors. Jingwali. Okay. Where's the... There we go. Jin... Wali? Yan. Yan. Jingwadu? Jian. Liu? There we go. Okay, well, I should be able to get them to like me above 100 easily enough. For a Kazan, after Waterloo, Napoleon would have to win another dozen Waterloos before I can do anything else. Possibly yes, possibly no. So the thing with Waterloo is the coalition was already beginning to fracture a little bit. Well, they're back to their liberty desire again. The coalition was already beginning to fracture somewhat. The King of Sweden, the newly appointed Bernadotte, was not very popular with the rest of the coalition members, very unpopular. Especially as he had taken coalition troops off on a little bit of a expedition on his own to conquer Denmark and therefore extort Norway from them. That had made him very, very, very unpopular. That's 75. It's gonna be a little while before I build anything else there, so we might as well cancel that one, I guess. No edict. The Russians were not too happy with the Austrians. The Austrians were not too happy with the Russians. The English were not too happy with anyone either because they saw the balance of power in Europe beginning to shift out of their control again. So, with a victory, a significant enough victory at Waterloo, Napoleon might at least have been able to get some sort of a peace treaty, though, as I mentioned, that peace treaty would... Hold... Many for years. We've finally finished the district of our new hold. We built it. We are done. It would just be followed by yet another coalition shortly thereafter. Grobilzak is a remnant of a previous age, a time when the void invaded creation. When the void retreated, Grobilzak remained behind. However, Grobilzak was a cowardly creature and despised its masters. It was caught in the purifying blast of the primordials when they purified the travelers of the void, and as a result was anchored to this world. It strove to keep a low profile so as not to attract the attention of the seven beings who ruled over creation. When the seven began to create races in their image, Grobilzak followed suit and created the first goblinoids. Why am I worshipping Grobilzak again? This doesn't seem like a god I would be particularly happy to worship, honestly. Now then, I would like to build a wizard's tower, please. A mage tower. Less local development cost. Thank you very much. How much does the next dig cost? 346 crown. I can I can actually dig pretty much immediately thereafter, which is quite nice. In fact... I might want to get a workshop then. Importing iron, 60 military power, gain 2 mercantilism. Mercantilism. Sales of title, gold is the side of nobility, correct. Accurate, accurate, very much so. Celebrate festival, may say in 5 loyalty, movement speed. Nothing. The festivals don't seem to be enormously useful, if I'm to be honest. Dum, dum, dum. Britain can't allow Napoleon's return, so we're immediately back to the conventional blockade at the very least. Yes. England would simply use the peace as another period to build up its military power to attack Napoleon again, because the British really didn't like Napoleon. And the reason they didn't like Napoleon was primarily because he represented a disturbance of power in Europe. With Napoleon, the balance of power was always going to be tilting towards France, overwhelmingly so, away from Austria, Prussia, Russia, and all of the others, because none of them could actually fight Napoleon. And because of that, the Brits, noble family request aid, gain 1 splendor, sure, why not? And because of that, the Brits would continuously be at war with Napoleon because they wanted stability in Europe at all cost. And, incidentally, if you're wondering, stability in Europe, of course, meant the supremacy of the British. That was what they meant with stability in Europe. Right, we can sink some military power into upgrading some of this to try and get that next upgrade thingy. There we go. The surface farmers. As the British were, like all global hegemons, very, 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 very interested in maintaining their own power, of course, above that of all others. I am so tempted to just take on this fucking coalition. I am so tempted to just take on this fucking coalition, but I know it would be a terrible idea to take on the coalition. I know it would be a terrible idea, and yet I really, really fucking want to. Ah, damn it. I didn't... Damn it. Ah, well, Splendor's not the worst thing, but I should have remembered to try and spend more mana. Could I have... Yeah, I might actually have been able to make it if I just... Actually, hold on. Cheating. Cheating is a power I have. I can cheat. I can rewind time. Behold my powers. Uh-oh. Well, never fucking mind. It was too late anyways. Behold my powers of being able to do absolutely nothing. Impressive. Yes, I know. Very impressive. Tremendously so. I think that would actually have been enough to earn the thing as well, which is mildly annoying. Mildly. I could load the old Alderson. Yes, you know what? I will. The real Zartax, there's a province modifier in the province for the dig level. It will show you the bonus for the current dig level gives you. Interesting to look at. Is it? Is it though? Is it fascinating? Still tempted to fire the cat, because the cat is doing very little of anything, frankly. Or, well, actually, that's not entirely true. the cat is giving me a huge amount of extra not administrator. We foresaw this event. It's giving me a huge amount of extra administrative power. So I'm earning 13 a month now, which is very good. It is very good. Speaking of administrative power, I was quite... finally, the military coalition collapsed. Fucking criminy cricket. Thank you. I've been waiting for that to fucking happen for a good long while now. They finally grew tired of just sitting there staring at me like fucking giant weirdos. Year in and year out. Constant peeking. I'm very happy they finally gave up on that. Oh. Never mind, I wouldn't have had enough mana to do it regardless of what I'd done, so... Suck and swallow, as they say. As they say. That is something they say. Somewhere. Probably. Ooh, Renaissance thought. Okay, I'm gonna... probably save for that, too. Yes. I can purchase another ability. Do I want another ability? Colony? I mean, I'm not going to have a lot of colonies. More tax cost? Calorie info ratio? Cavalry armies? I feel like the dwarves probably aren't going to have that much cavalry. Although, the Ram Raiders aren't bad, actually. Although, they don't have as much defensive morale, which isn't great. But, terrain of capital. What's the terrain of capital? Fucking mountains? Terrain, surface hold. Right, okay, so I'm not gonna benefit tremendously from that either. Cavalry, I guess, then. Fucking horses. Well, rams, technically, but you get my drift. Right, I'm finally earning a good amount of money again. Right, we're gonna save for the administrative cost deity, obviously. Oh, that's why I'm earning money. My advisor up and fucking died. Good. I hated him. I hated him a lot. Stop insulting people. Christ, on a bike. Stop it. Cease now. Halt. Right. Excellent. We are going to build a workshop first. Because I'm going to want the money. Then we're going to dig. Oh, bounty of the mountain. Nice. Has a workshop or a counting house building? Oh, at least 100. Whatever, no. Perfect. Falling effect would happen, nothing. An alliance offer from... Wait, aren't you the tiny country? No, you're kind of large. But you're neighboring somebody very large. I don't know if I want to be your friend. You have no other allies. I do not want to be your friend. I feel that being your friend would place me at tremendous risk. Kill yourself. You really want to build the docks? May steal maps. Like I care. But I could then get influence ideas, which would let me buy a lot of them and get a much bigger army. Yes.
Trick or
Yes.
treat. Can I sell your feet?
Grimthar Woodcarver. Grimthar has been unlocked as a deity. I'm going to save that until I get the Renaissance thought. Valimir, countries leave coalitions when they have 50 plus relations with you. They enter them if they have less than 0 opinion and 50 AE against you. BTM redemption. I know that they were going to leave eventually if, people get upset enough. Did that complete the fucking mission? It didn't. God damn it. Oh, because I rejected the fucking alliance, that means I missed out on the mission. Kill Arch. Send them a gift of 25 ducats, that should get it done. There we go. Right? No, that won't actually get it done. Diagreeing advisor, lose 10 prestige. Off with his head. Jeez. 10 10 prestige. 10 prestige is a lot, but at the same time, Kitty is actually doing good work for me. Fuck, 10 prestige it is then. What military power? Right, yes, I should probably spend that on something. I'm 80% ahead on pike and shot. Right, so we won't be buying any of that. Cool. Dump it into development then. All of it. All of it. There. Renaissance thought. Purchase. Which gives me a new idea, which will be influence. And then we're gonna start buying some of that. Right, have we finished building? We have. Is there anything else I want to build? A barracks wouldn't be a terrible idea, but not necessary. Ramparts. Nope. We're just gonna start digging again. Dig. Dig. So how do I know, like, how large the hold is anyways? Because I'm presuming that digging gives me things. At least that is my presumption. Like, maybe it gives me more manpower or trade power or something. I'm presuming it's giving me something. I just don't know what. Provincial values. Possible number of buildings, 12. I mean, eventually there's so many buildings I can't actually build anymore, I would presume. Right, have we let enough time pass to finally carry out that mission? I would think so. My subjects, even Kudet Kai is no longer stupidly angry with me. So let's go with mercantile escalation. And a toast to unity. Which gives me High King of the Kai. Wait, that does not... I could have done this ages ago. I was just too stupid to realize it. I could have done that ages ago because it doesn't... I thought I needed to get the claims in the again area for that. I didn't, so fucking kill me, I guess. The king of all, yet the king of none. The ailing empire of Verkal Ozovar has been laid to rest, and from the ashes a new foundation has been built. A foundation that we might yet hold sole dominion of the protector of the Kai people. Magnanimous to all, yet ruling with a firm fist. Let us seek the patronage of all those who call themselves Kai. The wonderful wizards of Oz, I see. Dundin, Province Governor, is a subject of Verkal Ozovar. Has at least 5 regiments of infantry present. Alright, well, we can do that easy enough. We should probably mobilize the army again, though. Just in case. Yep. Make the hold beautiful. The old fort in the drylands of the Dwarf lies a dilapidated temple complex collapsed by some of the defilement of a prior age, its remnant obscured by brown grass and dusty soil. Since already ruined, surely a Neferit expedition wouldn't worsen its condition. Arcane secrets could be salvaged before the structure is completely lost to time, and they might be integrated with the rune magic. Poking around with ancient destructive magic, are we now? Very well. And the wonderful Wizards of Oz. At least 4 currently 0 subject owned promise have a mage tower. Oh. I need to build 4 mage towers in 4 subject Jesus, that's gonna be fucking expensive. That is going to be hilariously fucking expensive. Very well. Wait. Did I just sacrifice a bunch of my own units to the Dark Gods? Because I'm pretty sure my army was larger than that a second ago. Yes, I think I just sacrificed a bunch of my own soldiers to the Dark Gods. Okay, well... Happens. Nothing particularly out of the usual. It's simply one of those things that occur. At least now I have the opportunity to upgrade my army with some ram riders, which is always nice. And some large cast bronze mortars. I am now very, very poor. But my army will be incredible. I should have done that magic thing first. That would have saved me a lot of money. That magic thing would have saved me a lot of money. In fact, can I still do that magic thing? I think I still can do that magic thing. If I remember where the button is. Do I have enough here? I do. Monthly administrative point +1. There you go. I have enough money. Right. Cancel all of that. And deposit divination. There. Let a month pass just so it updates fully. There we go. There we go. That saved me a lot of cash. See? I can be intelligent when I want to be. It may not happen as often as many had desired of me, but it does happen. It does occur. Flashes of brilliance. The learning of an elder. Yeah, more diplomacy. Why not? Pretty sure this guy's maxed out in pretty much everything now. 14 administrative power a turn is fucking fantastic. But he's 184 years old, so I wonder if he's gonna stick around for long. I do wonder if he's going to stick around for much longer. There, that is one hell of an army. It probably costs a fucking arm and a leg to maintain as well, but it is one hell of an army. It's completely undrilled, though, which is not great, and I also have basically 0 military tradition, which is also not great, but... it is what it is. Right then. We're going to need to go to war now. I'm sorry, I feel like this is a really fucking unfair war, but I've been waiting to do this mission for a very, very long time, so you're just gonna have to fucking excuse me. Plus, I have a lot of new guns that I wish to test out. I think you're my enemy, aren't you? Yes, you are. Alright, problem number 1 with the new army is it's fucking huge, and therefore it starves really easily. Right, go! Plunder! Loot! Earn your keep. My beautiful little dwarven soldiers with your brand new Kanunen. Ah, they stuck past me. Okay, well, I'm not too worried about 10,000 guys to my rear there, so let them be. On the bright side, Chinese-style forts are really, really fucking shit against massed cannon fire. Which is true. They are terrible. See, this is why I credit no real belief to the idea that the Chinese, their warring kingdoms period. The warring kingdom period, and I would say more correctly, the myth of the warring kingdom period is one of the foundational histories of China. It's literally, it is their foundational myth. It is the equivalent of our religions over here. And it has about as much truth to it, in all due likelihood, I believe. And one of the ideas is that China was just constantly at war with itself. Endless, enormous wars with hundreds of thousands of soldiers all the time, marching back and forth, hither and to. If you really, listen, Europe built the best, largest, most advanced, and complex military in the world at the time, and maintained that superiority until the modern day, and maintain it still, because they were fighting constant wars with one another. This is a relatively inescapable fact, frankly. God, this fucking fort is holding on surprisingly well, considering it's rubble. Jesus. And thus, we can quite easily conclude that large-scale massed warfare like that is in and of itself very conducive to military development. I mean, duh, you'd think. So, why didn't this happen in China? Why did China not become the leading force in not just the world, but in its region at the very least militarily? In fact, why did Chinese military technology seemingly remain at a practically complete dead halt for the entirety of the warring nation, or the warring states period? Well, the answer is because there really actually wasn't all that much of it, in all due likelihood. Sure, they had, skirmishes back and forth, absolutely, as one does. Now, speaking of skirmishes back and forth, as one does, I'm going to take all of your money now. And I would like some war reparations, too. Thank you. But you invaded us! I know! It really, really sucks to lose wars, doesn't it? My god. It's just genuinely awful. And so the warring period was probably just that. Large-scale, consistent, low-level skirmishes between the various warring states. You know, we're talking things like, you know, a few thousand guys per battle, probably. And that would probably be even a fairly large engagement. The sieges themselves would probably consist of probably the largest numbers of soldiers. Although even then, they'd be consisting of those large numbers simply due to the demands of corralling a major city and keeping people from escaping from it. And even then, I imagine that major battles around cities too would be relatively rare, and probably as a result of field battles rather than long-scale, long-term military sieges. This is further backed up, of course, by the simple fact that you simply can't maintain armies of that size with that level of technology. Oh, thank you. Well, I will have to take some of your nations. So, I believe... What did I have a claim on? My little friend here has a claim on... Puban, Paksam, and Punghun, and Lektomai. In fact, they've got a claim on basically all of your shit. Yes, they've got a claim on all of your stuff, so I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to take all of it. Bit harsh, I know. But don't worry, I'm gonna make it worse by also demanding all of your money, too. I don't know why they would pay. I really... Yeah... But it doesn't matter, I'll finally have done all of my missions, so it's fine. There's gonna be another coalition, but such is life. Right. Uban, Wahong, and that. There you go, my happy little pretty vassal. Are you not just the most pleased little kitten in history? I believe you are. I very much so believe you are. And now I may return to my mountains for another period of 6,000 years of inaction. Chikador, China was fielding nearly million-man armies during the Warring State period, from what I've seen. Yes, that's the rumor, and it's complete bullshit. In the exact same way, by the way, that the Assyrians also bullshit about this. Sargon is thoroughly wrong about this. Make no mistake, chat, the Saga Rooney is incorrect, painfully so, about the size of these ancient armies. They were not that big. Listen, with modern technology, right, with everything we've got, with trucks, with aircraft, with... I am worthy, I have the power. With all of the mechanical aids that we have right now, with our ability to freeze dry food, to keep water potable for significantly longer in different environments, etc., we still really fucking struggle to put a force of 1 million man in the field. That is difficult. That is an extreme logistical challenge to a modern day, fully westernized, mechanized industry. As you also forget, it isn't just having the soldiers. You need all of the people to support that army. You need the craftsmen. You need the taxes to pay them. You need the peasants to grow the food to feed them, etc. So the numbers cited in these sources are massive exaggerations. And if you take them and decrease them by about 10 times, you might be heading towards something vaguely realistic. That's the reason. It's you simply couldn't feed that many troops, and especially not for a long-term deployment. I mean, 1 million men, the quantity of food that 1 million men devour on a daily basis. And again, the worst part there isn't either that you need to produce the food. The worst thing there is that you would need to transport the food and deliver it to the soldiers in the field before it has any opportunity to go bad. Like, again, that's difficult today with all of our modern advancements. It would have been practically impossible back then. You would have needed to basically transport the entirety of the food required to the army on a daily basis. We are talking hundreds of thousands of tons delivered every single day, with the highest level of technology being wooden carts. Just ain't gonna happen. We foresaw this event. Did we? I foresee a lot of shit. I don't know how, and I don't know why, but I'm happy that I do. All Hinpath provinces have workshops. Oh, God. $75 a pop, huh? Jesus. Right, what will that actually give me? Tolerance of heathens, goods production modifier plus 10%. Should I start doing that, or should I save for another dig? %44 is pretty nice. Well, regardless, let's demobilize the army. Then we can actually earn some money, which will get us 8 ducats a month. Pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, well, they've actually built... Oh, they have actually built a couple workshops on their own. Thank you. Thank you, kind, gentle allies. Well, if you're going to help me do it, then you know what? Fuck it, you deserve the extra help. You have been a good and loyal doggy. A fine doggy, and so I will build you your workshops. You are very welcome, Patuis. Ah, Lord Criven also points out an interesting thing there. The oxen problem. An ox dragging a grain cart eats 10% of the grain it's transporting every 2 days. And that's an optimistic assessment, too. Ferguson, Warring State period of warfare had pretty advanced crossbows, which remained the pinnacle of military technology on the region, unironically, for quite a while, because it was so effective. Ah, well, there's the thing, too. So I've seen that argument be made quite a bit in the past as well. Though the Chinese were actually very technologically advanced. They say, look at things like the crossbow. Or very early black powder. The crossbow is not actually a very advanced military technology. We think it's an advanced military technology because we compare it to the medieval crossbow, which everyone knows came... Sure, why? Came in the Middle Ages, because that's when they think it arrived, right? So, like, well, that's a medieval weapon. So if they had that in the Warring States period, that must mean they were very technologically advanced, right? No, the crossbow is a very, very old weapon, because all it is taking a bow and putting it sideways. In fact, you can find examples of Greek crossbows called the gastrophetai. Literal translation, the stomach bow, back in the ancient times, which was literally like almost like a like an arbalest level large crossbow. So there's nothing technologically advanced about that. Nor is the repeating crossbow, which was it the Chukunu? Because people also point then to that. But the repeating crossbow, that one was really, really incredible, right? The repeating crossbow. No. In fact, we have examples of like small ballistas, a la the Scorpions. Again, in Greek workshops, with magazines on top of them. None of this was particularly mind-blowing. And as for the use of black powder too was known quite a bit earlier, but it just didn't seem to have any military potential. And that was largely... lose 50 diplomatic power, that's fine. And that was largely because we couldn't figure out how to contain the blast effectively in order to propel something. And to us, it simply seemed a hell of a lot easier to just use a bow or a sling or anything else. It's the same reason why the steam engine, which was apparently, we think anyways, we theorize, invented by the Romans quite early on, never put into major production because... why use a steam engine when slaves are much cheaper? Now, if you want to forward an argument of technological complexity on the side of the Chinese, the blast furnace is what you want to talk about, because they were actually far more advanced than us in terms of metallurgy. What do you got? Monthly war exhaustion, loyalty equilibrium, that would actually be kind of useful. Religious unity... diplomats, all the states' loyalty. That one now. Have I still not gotten 100 fucking... Wait. Have I been fucking ass kissing the wrong country or something? Oh god, no, they got a... Oh no, they got upset because I invaded the other country and now they're pissy with me.
Fire is the answer.
They are! Oh my god. I'll never complete this fucking mission, apparently. I'm just doomed to continue this mission for eternity. Very well, if such is my fucking fate, and clearly it is. If such is my sad fucking reality. I need to boost the mage's loyalty, though. Increment currently 41.5. $51. How much would I need to pay you to become your friend? I literally couldn't. Okay, well, never mind. Somehow, Arch continued to shoot himself in the foot for an extended period of time. I should have just accepted their fucking alliance, I guess. At that point, we would have been done with this. Country wishes to hire conditori? I mean... I wouldn't mind. Akabans 999, thank you for your donation, sir. Not just food, but also sanitation. A 1 million strong force would leave signs we could even now find. More than likely, 1 million was total force they had all over the kingdom. Yes, and like in all of China, conceivably. Although, don't speak too loudly about being able to find to find the remnants of 1 million people that we can do now. Don't talk too much about that. YouTube doesn't like that topic for other reasons. Entirely unrelated to China, incidentally. And the real Zartex, thank you for your donation too, sir. So what do you think about the Dwarf Vassal gameplay compared to Korvuria? Personally, I think being a one-province nation this strong is interesting. Heathens in higher places. Fucking heathens. I hate heathens. Heathens can kill themselves. And... that does cost me my kitty cat, but frankly, my kitty cat was at this point starting to cost more than the kitty cat tasted. Right, what are my next missions? Who's my next enemy? High King of the Dwarves, which I'm trying to get that. Underground rainwater, which makes room wash up. Mage loyalty 60 high. That's yeah. And until 4. Right, so when I'm done digging, I just need that. Then there's underground rainwater. Magic infrastructure, at least 2. Currently no magical infrastructure. Spell reshape terrain is active. Spell aid construction is active. Oh. I don't know if those are spell I have. Oh no. Oh no. Right, well. I don't. Those are probably somewhere else, isn't it? Reshape terrain. Reshape terrain? Oh, God, that's pretty high level. Right, so I gotta start working on transmutation next. That's gonna take a while. Alright, never mind that then. That is gonna take for fucking ever. So the High King of the Dwarves quest is gonna last a while. Alright, what's next here? He's 4 currently. Oh god, that's the 4 mage towers. Rise of the Runesmith. Dawn of the Eastern King. Right, so I'm mostly sitting on my ass for a while longer then. As I'm going to need to build 4 mage towers in my subject, which is 320 bucks each at the very least. Oh boy. Right, well, I am a dwarf, and I am greedy, so sitting on an absolute mountain of fucking cash is always a nice thing. Pike and shot. Land force limit modifier. No, you know what? I don't think I'm going to need that just yet. In fact, the next one was 75, right? Yeah, 75. We're going to pour that into development instead. And save the 10% ahead of time penalty, because Orb of Omniscience. Excellent. Right. Do I want to plan any wars in between, I wonder? Oh, and I didn't answer the question. It's interesting. I've always enjoyed playing with vassals, so that is fun. Although, I want to expand outwards a little bit. I want to have a little bit more stuff. Not that I really need to, though. I mean, I've already got an army limit of 26, which is more than I can really even fucking pay for, realistically. And by the time I get the next upgrade, which is that one there, I'm not even going to be able to pay for the army I can produce. Not even fucking close. Fort. Not that fort maintenance matters much to me. It does give me also 10% production efficiency, which is nice. Development cost 15%. That would be fantastic, yes. Is there any wars I would like to enact? I mean, I could grow my vassals larger. Why the fuck not? Yeah, unironically, why the fuck not? I could get more vassals. There's no particular reason why I couldn't get more vassals, as they're still nice and loyal. The least loyal are still the blue boys, who have... they've got a bit of a grudge for that whole forcibly occupying them thing that they didn't really like. Ping Hoi. Ping Hoi isn't annoying me. Ping Hoi. Who is Ping Hoi? Unironically, who the fuck is Ping Hoi? They're messing with my vassals, which upsets me greatly. Really? 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 Hawaii it's fucking Hawaii. A small island chain is constantly supporting my vassal's desire for liberty. Why even? Why? Oh, hello. Oh. Great project. Oh. I could expand my vassals. Like give this to Mohang, for example. I could, but my trade power will never be all that big, will it? No, my trade power will never be particularly huge. No matter what I do, I'll never have much in the way of trade power. I could grow this one. I can nubble up a couple of neighbors, sure. Probably don't want to grow the blueies because they don't like me. Maybe take Sirtan as another little slave. Yes, I see no reason why not. I should probably read ahead to see if there's anything specific that I should be doing. Pacify the South. That sounds specific. The lands of the South are rife with spirits, and its people turn to them as they defy us. The Great Union Fire. One of the four must be true. Verkal Ozovar. Sorry, Lupwant Rainforest. Gain permanent claims all provinces in the Lupon Rainforest region. Okay. So I've got a mission to do that later. I probably shouldn't head down there until I get actually the mission for it then. Although that is going to take a while. Oh boy. Then again, one of the following must be true, as I was is in the region. Verkal Ozovar is in the region Tidyantanki. Does that mean that I have to have that region, or that I can just have a dude in the region? Regardless, I do want to head south, and I do want to destroy Ping Hai because they're being annoying. I'm going to want to cause Belai first, though, for obvious reasons. Right. Start building a spy network there, and one in Ping Hai. We're going to need to lay the groundwork for further expansion. I'm a bit worried about this nation here, the Command. They're very large, and they're very near. But they haven't fucked with me even once yet, so I'm assuming they're not quite as hostile as they look. Hopefully. I don't really need to continue improving relations with you now, do I? No. Apartheid liar. Hold on, I was doing other things. Ooh, my little dog has a claim on this province. Oh, well. There's another war target then. Appetite layer. Appetite is best known for its use as an index mineral with a hardness of 5 in the Dwarf's hardness scale. It's usually green in color, but can be yellow, brown, blue, purple, pink, or colorless. These colors are often so vivid that apatite has frequently been cut as a gemstone. Apatite is a brittle material. It breaks by both fracture and cleavage, but the cleavage is generally indistinct. Should we keep digging through? Lose 350 crowns. Jesus. Well, throw money at the problem until it disappears. Peasant getting uppity. Intermediate. So much I'll beware the command before they explode. I feel like they're already exploding. They're fucking enormous. 66,000 soldiers. Oh, that's a lot. I feel like they've already exploded. I'm just hoping that they'll never come down here. That's going to be my tactic. Hope and pray that they never come down here. Right, I need to start studying some magic, some transmutation magic. Manipulate fortune. Global attack dice roll plus. That's pretty good. Scry. Let me try the eye for talent. Okay, what do I want right now? What do I need? What could I use? Probably an administrator, yes. Eye for talent, let's see. Higher score Inquisitor, that's useless. Stability cost, useless. Master of the Mint, that's not bad. Not necessarily bad, at least. Nature Scientist, production efficiency plus 10. And the prestige plus what? That's not bad either. How do they grow nose hairs like that? That's a good question. Huh. Production, yearly inflation. Master of the Mint or yearly prestige? I mean, prestige is nice for basically absolutely everything. Yeah, prestige. And it costs only 1 ducat a month. That's not a bad spell, actually. That's a pretty good spell. Well, and there goes my Mystique. There goes my prestige again. Apparently, I selected the correct spell. The result is your nation breaks if you conquer land directly. You have like 0 governing capacity. Also, you can take trade power from vassals if you want trade. Can I? Is that a thing I may do? Divert trade. Change liberty desire by 30%. Oh, okay, well, there you go. I can trade. It'll make them a little bit upsetty spaghetti, but I can trade. This is good to know. A little upsetty spaghetti. Come on, just get over the whole vassalization thing already. Christ, you've been crying. You've been crying about this for 20 years. Just pack it in. Holy moly. Truly, you cannot keep complaining about the fact that I vassalized you. You cannot. It must be illegal somehow. Right. I'm not gonna go to war until I can finish that fucking mission. And for that, I still need these people to like me. 65. Wait, 65? Is that enough? No, do not insult them. There. Give the money. No, still short. Oh well. Buff estate, right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it up there. And I'm going to do the sitting and waiting, as there's going to be quite a bit of sitting and waiting until I can fix my bad boy points, which are kind of overwhelming right now. Finish that godforsaken mission. Maybe I might even ally with them, but I really don't want to, as they're right next to the big bad evil people. And then I can start preparing for some more wars, which I will enjoy. I will enjoy more wars against more people. Valimir, thank you for your donation, sir. The Command, my last Kobold campaign, ended after I finally crushed their 1,000,000 strong, 105% disciplined army with my Artificer Legions. BTM Redemption. Okay. Well, I guess we're definitely going for quantity next then. Quantity military idea, because I only have a grand total of like 38,000 manpower. And so if I lose like 2 battles, my dudes are all dead. So I probably want to make sure I've got a little bit more in the backhand then. Thank you all very much for watching today. Thank you very much for your incredibly kind donation as well. And thank you for hanging out with me today. And tomorrow we will have Stamford Bridge, where we're probably going to watch the Lego thing, because chat has been asking for the Lego thing for a while now. Unless there's anything coming out about the current ongoing revolution in England. But I honestly expect it's probably going to calm down over the night, because the Brits, I mean, even now, it's already calmed down. The Brits are not a people for long-term revolution. They simply have a little bit of a hissy fit and then calm the fuck down again. Even, oh, this might be the Irish. And the Irish are slightly different, but they too do not really have the teeth for long-term public unrest. They go more, you know, bombs and terror and stuff like that. We shall see. We shall see. Until then, chat, have a very good night.